soon. I think that's it. Oh, excuse me. That's a great way to start episode 55. Excuse me. That was rude. Came out of nowhere. I got us. Okay. This Jingo. I know he was getting food and stuff ready. Why don't you go ahead and do the cigar while we're waiting, and then when he pops on, I'll do the intro and days of the year, and we'll get into it.
Okay. Well, this one is the Wise Man from Foundation Cigars. It's a Maduro, so it has a nice darker wrapper. This particular one is a Toro. And the Toro is just basically the length and ring gauge. So it's a good medium, maybe pushing towards a full body on the cigar. Very nice premium blend, but it's from a smaller house. So Foundation is not one of the bigger houses. It's not Monte Cristo or somebody like that. So
The more you
very
mess
nice.
Oh, that's snazzy. What's going on my phone here? Oh, okay. It's an ad. So, it's good.
How was the game on Saturday? I'm sorry I missed it.
Don't be sorry if you're not feeling good. You're not feeling good. Health first.
And you guarded camp like nobody's business.
Sorry.
Yes, I am. At least I'm good at one thing: is guarding camp.
Yeah, nobody stole our water, food, camels, or platinum. We're good. That is true. Rob, he did keep... Huh? Sorry.
I said I'm glad I was able to accomplish something.
Oh, good. Yes, yes. Also, Gary joined us, and Antonio joined us, and Clay joined us, so there were 3 new people to fill in for your absence.
And Luna.
What
Luna.
are the 3 extras, you know?
Is this thing on?
This thing is on.
I will be right there. Let me get my stream started.
Okay, fantastic.
It was a lot of fun, and it's interesting because after we posted everything, I got reached out to by another old gamer who saw it, and he's still fighting in the SCA, so he's a glutton for punishment. But he was like, "When's the next one? When's the next one?" So as soon as we know, we'll let you know. And worst case scenario, you can come and talk shit with us for 6 hours like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, Clay and Ed were jazzed. We talked about it all the way home after the game. It was great. And I can't...
That's awesome.
Yeah, we can't wait till the next one.
Antonio was so excited. He's got a place, I guess, out on the east side.
Oh.
That he said if we ever wanted to hold a game over there, he said, "Come on by, we'll take a look at it, and if we ever wanted to hold a game over there, he'd be happy to host at one point." He really had a good time. Gary was, Gary's an old timer, and he enjoyed the daylights out of it. So all us graybeards had a good time.
Yeah. Gary's reaction to us was the best, because at first he was just kind of, neutral disdain. And then once we all started making jokes and being goofy and stuff, man, he was right there making jokes and comments. And oh, okay.
You have to remember, Gary is dyed-in-the-wool, born in Hazel Crest, Chicagoland area.
Okay.
All right? So he's typical Chicagoland in that he has a filter, but the filter is big enough you can drive a Mack truck through it sideways.
Right on. That helps, too.
I have a selective filter. I put it on when I have to.
Not me. Awesome. No filter. Life is more exciting that way. No filter. We don't need it. Hello and welcome to the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge, episode 55. My name is Bill Kelly. I am Hornswoggle the Great, Lord of the Bridge Trolls, and other such titles that fit. And with me, my fellow council members are...
I am Rob Marsden, also known as Jingo the Fool. I am the game master over at my own Twitch channel, The Ship of Fools. I'm also an amateur gastronomist. My wife, thank the heavens, allows me to experiment with my mad creations and occasionally come up with something good.
Go, Chris, go.
Me?
Rob likes to be last. Go ahead, go.
Writer, former comic book publisher, all-around nerd, geek. Yeah, that's just me.
And I'm Rob the Blacksmith. I am the living embodiment of all the wild conspiracy theories out there because, yes, I am a master mason and I do all that weird stuff. I also have a blacksmith shop, and I just spent the afternoon hand sanding the quillions, guard, and pommel for that rapier that I'm wearing.
It looks very nice.
Very nice. It's good to have skills.
Absolutely. And never say never. You know, former this and that. I don't want to jinx it. I did not reach out to them. They asked me. I may be working out at Ren Faire this year.
Woo!
After 11
Very
years.
nice.
Maybe. I'm not going to get excited. I'm not going to say, but after an 11-year hiatus.
Remember the rule. You're not allowed to date any women who are young enough to be your daughter or old enough to be your wife.
Women
so
don't.
where you're at now, you've got a good swath of ladies you can sit and have nice intellectual conversations with after you close.
That's work now. I was a terrible flirt back in the day, but now isn't it, not only that,
you're going to be like
I'm a gross
you're going
old
to be
man
like me in Vegas.
I'm a gross old man to most of the women I work with. They don't, and most of
Go ahead.
I
was just say we walk around and look at these pretty girls in this little tiny outfits, and you think, I'm going to give her $40 so she can get some hot coffee and a jacket.
You need a blanket. Here you go, honey. Yeah, but no, I don't want to but and I'll make an announcement when it's the for real deal. But right now it was just, I might need you. Do you have availability?
Hey,
I just
keep that window open.
Yeah, I just lost 20 pounds. Hell yeah, I want to see what I look like in my costume.
There's a steady paycheck in it. I'll believe in
anything you say. Yeah. That, and I haven't been out there. I know they changed the front gate. It's completely different. I'd like to see that. I have found out that I can't go out there as a customer. I don't know what to do with myself.
What did you do, Bill, when you were with the Ren Faire?
It depended. Was depending on the year, but from 91. Okay, 91. I was a street character, and I had my juggling troupe Eclipse with me, but the auditions for stage acts, I don't remember when they are. They're a separate time, but the auditions to be a street character or street performer are in September. So we went to those and all of us got in, but we missed the stage. So we ended up being street characters. 92, I didn't make it out there in 92. Well, ex-fiance. And then 93, I came back, and my entire troupe had split up, and most of them had quit. So I came out there as a street character, but in the course of the season, Bedlam Bells was brand new, and they were doing Morris dancing and stuff, and they really had no audience. So I was trying to help out Paul and Sam and Alicia and all of my friends, and at the same time I was dating Teresa Copaz, who would later go on to be the exhibiting floor manager in 2009. How weird is that coincidence? Oh my God, how are you? One of those moments. But then I was with Bedlam Bells in 92. And, okay. We're getting into my history of Faire. In 94 and 95, the dynamic of everything changes, and we were all young, we were all inexperienced at a stage show, and I focused on doing comedy antics, and I had a dry erase board and writing crazy crap on it, and all this other stuff. And they wanted the show to be more traditional and it's like, you guys do inside jokes and you try to sing. You're a dance troupe and your only audience is really little girls and very old ladies. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm saying this is the reality. And if there are 8 of us and you want to split a hat, we're going to need to kick it up a notch. And we're going to need to bring it to the audience. The better the participation audience, the better the tips. The more audience participation out there, the better your tips are. Look at Dead Bob. Look at all the Tortuga Twins, the Tankers. They're all audience participation shows. The audience is completely involved in the show. In the juggling and storytelling show that we did, it was half of it was juggling, and then the other 15 minutes, 20 minutes was storytelling, and we grabbed people out of the audience to be the main characters. Dead Bob didn't exist when we put the show together, so the Zombie Olympics, we didn't even know that was a thing happening in Texas. It was one of those parallel thoughts happening in the same general area at the same time thing. Because we stole the show from Utah, from the Southern Shakespearean Festival. So then Big Mike Beale comes to me and he's like, we don't have a pirate troupe out there, and I really want to do a pirate troupe, and I think we should do a pirate troupe that the ship crashed in Florida, and we're lost, and we're in Arizona looking for the buried treasure. So the problem was that Mike and I had these constant ego clashes because I didn't really want to be a pirate, but he needed me because I knew a network of people that could get it done. And we made Mike. He's no longer with us. Mike passed away a couple years ago, but Mike was 6'7" and 480 pounds. And then we put him in a giant pirate coat and a hat, and Captain Scarlet Murphy of you guys are going to love this, the Salt River Pirates. So that was the whole shtick. The problem was that he kind of came at a moment where I'm like, Paul didn't really have control of Bedlam back then. He kind of was the third wheel to Sam and Alicia, and they were doing what geeks do best. The audience is going to like this if this is a pure, from the past show. You're going to have to step it up and put modern jokes in it. Okay, we will. Okay, you're going to have to put outside jokes. The audience doesn't know us. They don't know why these inside jokes are funny. All morning long, you've said the joke, and all morning long, they've stared at you unresponsive. That's a fail. After the second time, you should never tell that joke again. Strike it from the record. It didn't happen. So we were butting heads, and they were like, you need to do more dances in order to get a cut of the show. But I play the boron and the bones during the music, and I'm the reason you have an audience as much as you don't want to admit that. Because my Harpo Marx antics keep them... If you got up and left in the middle of the show, I would run after you screaming, sit back down! And the rest of the audience thought that was hilarious, that there I am tripping over hay bales and, I'm hurting myself, so it's funnier for the show, and they just weren't getting that. So they kept cutting my hat. I got really mad. I mean, everything's fine now. This was 1993. I love that. They're my Facebook friends. I love Sam and Alicia. But at the time, I was furious, and Paul really couldn't do anything because he doesn't really gain control of Bedlam until after Sam and Alicia leave, and they go on and they do. Alicia got into taiko drumming, the Japanese drumming, and Sam had a baby, Josephine, and she was being a mom. So I leave, and we're doing the pirate thing, and then there's this weird the Coffee Brothers are in it, and that's where I meet Cookie. Cookie was he's no longer with us also. He was one of the best DMs ever, and the amazing artist, hopefully we'll have him on the show, Keith DeCesare, and Brett Heidke, and a whole bunch of other people, my sister. So we got all these people together, and it kind of never really took off. We were great to look at, and a couple of times we took over the kid play area because actors don't go over there because entertaining children are a pain in the ass. But when you're a scary 6'7" pirate, they listen to you. So Mike immediately made them all part of the crew and had them force, try to rob people and make other people walk the plank, and it was funny. So Mike and I are having this problem because it's like, go ahead, do it. It's like, this isn't my gig. I don't want to be a pirate. I want to be a fool. I want to be a jester. I don't want to do this.
That was me in the SCA for nearly 20 years.
Yeah, I don't want... He wanted me to be the pilot, and he wanted me to be a Mr. Smith. Oh, Captain Abso-Flogging-Lutely. He wanted me to be Bob Hoskins from Hook. And I was doing it for a while, but Mike had no... Besides a little, cool bits, Mike had no, long game with this. There was no, big reveal or a lot of... So it kind of fell apart, and then Jeff Marsden left after the first year, and he was the first mate, and he went to go work at the Plunder. Jeff passed away a couple years. We're all dying. We're all old men now. So that was I did that for a while, but I was kind of back and forth with Bedlam and back and forth with being a street character, because when I'm a street character, I have the freedom to do a Bedlam show, do a Gypsy Magic show. I can go over here and do this. I can take my drums and I can help Gary Seiler. He's a guitar player, singer. So he'll like to have me do, not any crazy drumming like I could with a violinist, but, back after I broke my hand, my boron career kind of failed, but back in the day, how do I inform you that I was the shit without coming off the sound? When you could do Wipeout with one hand and all the other boron players are, really? Teddy Mike Strong is as good as I am, and he's left-handed. So he and I would sit there and learn from one another, just watching one another, because finally, another left-handed boron player. Jesus Christ. Everybody else is doing this, and I have to figure it out on my own. So, and then I met Vosh from Kansas City, and that sucked because he and I were friendly, but then another musician created a lot of animosity in between us that didn't exist. Because they wanted to have this drummer drama, and it's we're drummers. We just sit around talking about drums we've played and stuff we like, and eventually, hey, thanks! And we'll just start jamming forever. It's you violin players that get all the egos, and drummers don't care. They really don't.
I spent a lot of time, had a lot of fond memories of drum circles at night out at the SCA events. And, they use the traditional, you call it a doomtak or whatever you want to call it, the traditional doombek. Well, I had one that was, except that most of them were made out of bone or laminated wood. I had one, and I still have it, made out of spun copper. And it has a ring to it that just cuts across the drum circle. So rather than joining in the drum circle, I would, get a few bars of the rhythm and then start a counter rhythm so that you could hear me in between the beats, because my drum didn't sound like anybody else's.
I can relate to that because I stole Paul's boron. He taught me about it. And within 2 weeks, I was a better player with his drum than he was, and that made him mad. So he let me keep it. And then he said, as soon as you buy another drum, I'm taking the new one, and you can keep the old one. because this isn't really technically a boron. No, not really. It's a.
Looks like
It's a
drum
tom.
head.
It's a tom that's
like
been
a
cut down.
head.
Yeah. Oh man, God, I haven't taken this out for like a year. Got to get my chops up. St. Patrick's Day is coming, but all this animosity, and then like we would talk and we'd get together, and it was like all this like friction, and eventually we didn't. I never said that. No, I never said that about you. No, I didn't. You know, and all that. And he was like, I never said that about you, and it was like, after we put everything together, we figured out who it was, and later. He comes up to me because I'm in 99. I meet Christine in 2000 to 2015. I'm working at the costume rental shop and the Pirates Plunder off and on the season when Tatton and Frenchie need me. And then also Bedlam Bells, because once I was the first frontman for the show, and then it kind of rotated out. But when Sean Martin would come out and be the front man, he was Dean Martin to my Jerry Lewis. So Paul kind of had to fill in, but I mean, Paul's an okay actor, but he's not. It's way easier for me to steal center stage from him.
What Paul had going for him is Americans love a foreign accent.
Yeah.
And Paul had that perfect Cockney accent.
Yes, he did. And it was natural. The best was when people would come and it would be a brand new street character. And Paul would be late. He'd be hanging out with someone and he'd come to camp. And he would all be talking and we'd be listening to him. And the new guy would be looking at us and looking around. And hey, man, you know, the place is closed. You can drop the accent. And Paul would smile, and the rest of us would fucking die laughing. And the guy would get all like, what? And we're like, no, he can't, and we don't want him to. The beer's in the back of the pickup truck. I sound just like you. Don't do that. So that's what we sound like to you. I'm sorry.
So you had a lot of jobs at Ren Faire then. Everything.
I loved Ren Faire because, Chris, you're a street character. It's your first year. You're juggling. You're 18. You have to be in Section 1 at 9:30. Section 8 at 11. Section 3 at 1. And then be sure to be at the opening gate. Be sure to be at the closing gate. So now you have half an hour's that are yours at the amusement park. What I learned really quick, and it's super humiliating if you don't know, I went in there thinking I had a pretty big juggling dick. Juggling guy. I'm not the best in my troupe. Jameson is the best of us. We all had... I was really good at the rings, juggling rings. Jason was better at balls, better at bounce juggling. Marco was better at bounce juggling. He had like 2 tricks that he was really good. Ryan was really good at pins, really good at object manipulation. He could do the David Bowie thing with the bubble. We all idolized Michael Motion. We were really into it. Then you walk around fair, and you think you're awesome, and you're walking around juggling, and you got your balls. And like I've said on other episodes, the shopkeeper will be like, hey, let me see those. And you hand him your balls, and he steps out from behind the counter and just fucking humbles you. This guy can do like all the tricks you've been trying and failing at for like the last year.
Never give up your balls. That's the moral of this story.
God forbid, stay away from the juggling store. Those guys are better than you, too. So what I learned is that my comedy was a lot more valuable than my juggling skills because, like any other athletic endeavor, You ceiling. Same reason not everybody is a pro basketball player or football player or baseball player. You ceiling. You're only so good. I've never been able to juggle 5. I have been trying. I am 53. I've been trying since I was 18.
That would never be me. I can barely get a yo-yo to work consistently.
I just can't do 5.
However, I'm deadly with one of these.
Ah! I don't know where my penny whistle is. It's over there somewhere.
This is not a penny whistle. It's a recorder. There's a bunch of differences.
Yes.
One, the penny whistle has a lower and a higher range. You blow harder, you get a different set of notes. No.
Yeah.
Not with this one.
You can get 3 octaves with a penny whistle. Don't try that with a recorder.
you get 1 octave, and yeah. But I got really good with it, and I'd been playing it a couple of years, and I was out at the war, and the guy's like, your fingering is backwards. Your other hand should be at the top. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. This is the way I play. I had learned I was out at the SCA, and there was this one booth out at the marketplace that had the cheap black grade school recorders for $2 a piece. So I bought one and spent all of that summer torturing my family with it as I learned to play it. But by the end of the summer, I was pretty good.
Right on. Well, Chris, I learned early on that if you hawk for merchants and don't ask them for money and just be cool and hanging out, eventually that becomes a job. And
oh, really?
You may not get cash. You're probably going to be paid in what they make. So I have a lot of stuff around my house that I earned hawking when I wasn't working for my very first years out at Fair. Then there was one year where Christine was like, Paul found out that Christine plays accordion, and she's actually very good. And that, tell your wife, dude, I don't want to go back on stage. I'm happy in a booth now. I understand why boothies never want to go back out on the street and never want to go back to stage things, because all my shit is here. My coffee pot is here. This is the best. I'm out of the rain. I don't have to worry about anybody stealing my stuff. It's all upstairs. My car is behind the shop. No. Paul says that I would be a good accordion player and the Morris tunes are in 4/4 time, and they're all really simple. Yes, they've been described as having a Neanderthal knuckle-dragging beat. You yourself have complimented about how simple the songs are. Paul talks Christine into doing Morris dancing as a muso. So now she and Paul are the two main musicians, and they have a fiddle player. Kathy's playing drums. I'm playing the bones and the boron, because at that point, I'm too old and fat to dance. I'm not doing it anymore. So I become... What's the next dance? Oh, the next dance is about evil and murder and dark, hideous deeds. No. Tell him what the dance is really about. Oi, tell him what that dance is really about. It's about farming. Evil farming. Only done at twilight with human blood. And so that was the whole basis of I would make these dances sound amazing because... Dude, they're real simple. Just to watch the Men Without Hats videos. There's 2 different teams doing 2 different traditions of dances. It's sad that I know that, but that's how much I Morris dance. I went to many ales. Doing it is awesome. Watching it is boring. Sorry. But Christine wanted to feel the life of what it was to be a stage act. And after the first year, yeah, we're going back to the shop. Told ya. You're used to being the manager and having a team of flunkies. Now you're a muso in a Morris team. Opening gate, 5 shows, closing gate, every day. And in street busking when you can fit it in. But for you, it's run back to the shop. Oh my God. Yeah. You got to give it your all for a half an hour. So it was an eye-opening experience for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had 7 shows a day?
7 half-hour shows a day.
Wow. That's insane.
Why do you think the Rennies are all nuts, dude? Rennies and SCA people are out of their mind. They go to the extreme to entertain the masses. How do you get rich off of Ren Faire? To do that, you need to come up with a really good act and then open like 6 booths and run the circuit for 10 months.
Yeah, what you need to get rich, you need to own the property it's held on.
Right.
It's what? Going to be 25, 24 bucks to get in there? Going to have to bring my A material. Problem is, I'm completely out of touch. Luckily, geeks change very little. All you have to do is find people with a World of Warcraft shirt, and out at the Ren Faire, they can't wait to wear them. And as they walk by, you go, "For the Horde!" And they either go, "Yeah!" or they go, "Oh, boo! Ha, ha, ha."
The last time my wife and I went to the Renaissance Fair, she wore a Captain America t-shirt, and I wore a Galactus t-shirt.
So, are we fighting?
I still have that shirt. It's a big towering, torso of Galactus with his hand out like this. And at the forefront in the bottom of the shirt is a skeletal and flaming Fantastic Four trying to run away.
Awesome. I don't know. I like the shirt you got on now. I'm not a fan of Andy Warhol, but I do love Edna Mode. Luck favors the prepared, darling. That's like her best quote. That's like her best quote. Milan, darling.
And guest.
And guest.
No capes.
No capes.
No capes.
It's Helen Parr. Who? Helen Parr. Who's that? Elastigirl. Darling!
Darling!
I love her.
Didn't
Didn't like 8 actresses auditioned, but they're like, "Brad, why don't you do the voice?"
He did. He ended up doing the voice himself. Look up Edith Head.
Edith Head and Mr. Ed and...
Edith Head was the real-life costume designer in Hollywood that Edna Mode is based on.
And she had the weird
Edith
haircut
Head is
and
a
everything.
real person. Yes, Edna Mode was Edith Head.
She really was the souped-up superhero creator version. The superhero engineers that designed the suits and everything, they never get enough. Like Reed Richards and Tony Stark, they never get enough credit. But yeah, that was my career out at Ren Faire, and I've been a pirate, a fool, a Morris dancer. One day I was caught in traffic for an extra long time. So then I went out there to all my street character pirates. Why don't we be the King's Royal Road Surveyors? So we took string and shovels and we just held people. We just held like 15 people for nothing. I got to be the foreman. Yeah. They loved it. It was great. They were part of the show. They were happy to do it. Yeah, we were like municipal people. That was fun because we would walk into a shop, whether we knew them or not, and flash one of the fake badges that we made. And basically, I was explaining to them that, oh yes, I'm Atticus V. Mean, and I'm the King's Royal Road Surveyor. Your shop is in the wrong place. Yes, yes, yes. And we had Keith drawing a map. And oh, yes, you've got to move your entire shop and everything behind it 3 feet to the left. I'm terribly sorry. And oh, that's terrible. And the shop owners don't get to play much. So when you go in there and mess with them, I mean, if they're not, like, super busy, if they're very busy, don't even... like and subscribe. If they're very busy, do not go in there and bother them. Just kind of give them the nod and keep on going. I had a different bit for every shop owner. So if you were there's lotions and potions. They sell incense and perfume, and they're next to a basket weaver, and they're almost at the edge of the world stage. Well, no, it's the boathouse stage now. Whoops, just dated myself. Where Dead Bob and the Tortuga Twins and where those guys are. And the couple that's been, I hope they're still with us, but they were super old 11 years ago. And I would always get Love perfume, and I would put it all over my body. And then I would stand out front, and I would wait till a couple came by, and I would walk up to the couple and go, "Smell my neck," to the woman. And the guy would look at me like he was going to kick my ass, and I'd be like, "Don't worry, it's all right. Go ahead, smell my neck." And I'm like talking to him, "Isn't that nice?" And she would smell, because it was a very pleasing scent to women. To men, it was like, "Oh, it's sweet and flowery, I guess it's okay." But women really liked it. "Ooh, don't you like that?" "Yes." "Wouldn't it be great if your man was wearing that?" "Yes." "Wouldn't it be great if your man was wearing that right now?" What would stop you from just ripping all of his... Oh, yeah, there's kids around. I should probably stop. Anyway, I know just where to get some. And then I would literally take their hands apart, grab her hand, and walk her into the shop. "There you go. Put your purse on the counters and let them have your money. You don't need to go anywhere else, ma'am. Thank you." And the guy's just too busy laughing because the whole side is incense, so there's something for the dudes. The one whole side is like a Middle Eastern Arabic type, it's like all supposed to be Arabian Nights is the theme.
I think I remember that shop.
They have big incense sticks, and she had very crystal blue eyes and dark curly hair, and he had a dodgy eye. David, I think his name was. God, it's been so long. I used to work for the Dragon Candles guys. David and Mary, another David, they did the bronze. It was butterfly candle holders, and he would take a piece of driftwood and wrap metal around it and then put a butterfly on it, and that's a wall hanging. I have one in the other room. And then, who else did I work for? Their shop was fun because they were on the end at Treetop. I don't know what the shop is now. And I would literally tell, he made copper roses. He made the metal roses, and no one else was doing that in 91. No one. And they were retired and in their 70s in 91. And then I basically, like, each year, it's like, are they going to make it? And the last year they came out, I think he made it outside of the RV one weekend. Other than that, he was having so many heart problems that he was just in there all day. And memory lane. Worked for the Plunder. Worked for a drum store. Worked for Chris and Allison. I would go out and they worked for X. He was a potter. He made stuff like Ed. X is no longer with us. So yeah, I had a lot of different jobs. The costume rental shop was the hardest job I ever had there because I was married to the manager. So my day started at 6:30 and ended at about 7 p.m. 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I love my spouse, but I would drive her crazy. She would kill me after having to work with me for about 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lot. Ask my coworkers.
The problem is that the work, we couldn't keep it separate, and that's bad. But other than that, it was a pretty well-oiled machine. But I did a whole bunch of, like, grunt work in the early part, but then from 9:30 till about... From 9:30, the bridges go down, and then I would start hawking. And I would basically pay attention to what people were wearing and use that against them. So I would kind of almost start an argument with a guy if he was dressed, if he and his wife had the same colors on, if they were both wearing like black or gray shirts and blue jeans. And I would kind of like in the middle, neutral, start an argument with him. And then when he would get aggressive, I would say, don't be mad at me that she dressed you like her this morning. And they immediately look at each other and they go, oh my God, we are wearing the same colors. We need to fix that, you two. Let's get in there. And I did that. Then there was Beth or Christine went to Goodwill, and they found a kilt for a baby, like for a 2-year-old. Like the smallest kilt I have ever seen.
Thrift stores are where I got most of my wardrobe for the war.
Always check out your local thrift stores. Goodwill is a gold mine of other people's crap they don't want. So, I stole from Kurt Cullen from The Haunt and from Comic Book Days, and he had a femur from a skeleton, and he was 6'9" and bald and covered with tattoos, and he would walk up behind women and go, I got an 18-inch bone with your name on it, and they would recoil, and he would pull out this plastic femur, and it had your name written on both sides of the bone. So Christine and Beth took one of the hangers for pants, and they put your name on the back of 2 pieces of paper. And then so I would wait till a couple was coming up and a crowd gathered, and I would hide that behind my leg, and then really loud, oh, they're here, they're finally here, she finally brought them. And there's a couple hundred people standing around at any given time in the front. It doesn't really get slow until after 1. So if you get there before noon, you are totally fair game for me, because I get to fuck with you. I'm the first person that fucks with you before you get in the gate. And I'm basically at this point entertaining the sheriff, the security guys, safety services, and the gate crew, because my guys have heard my shtick for years. They, unless I come up with something new and they're like, that was funny. Okay, note to self, repeat that 8 times or until it dies. So I would hide the tiny kilt, and I would run up and go, oh, I'm so glad you're here. You see, she called ahead hours ago and said she wanted the best kilt for her man. So we went ahead and reserved it and put your name on it. Come on, let's go put it on. And 9 times out of 10, the dude would try to, hey, no, come on, let's go look at the costumes. I got kilts inside that'll fit you. Because you don't, the brave men wear kilts out at fair back in the day, and then you get to the 90s and everybody's wearing kilts. But now,
that was the same with the wars. Like, everybody's wearing a kilt. It's not really a statement if your statement is I'm like everybody else.
Yeah. Once Braveheart came out, kilts were common.
Yeah. Well, I always wore the motley. You know what the motley is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In fact, I still have a pair of motley pants.
Do you really?
I do.
That's fine. I got my fair stuff. That's why I'm like, yeah, I can work out a fair. I just lost
still
weight.
have
I can't wait to see what I look
baggy,
like.
puffy pirate shirts. My jester costume long since won't fit me.
Not a problem. I got a
pair
pair of
about
pants.
100 pounds ago.
I got a pair of pants that'll fit you.
Oh, I wear the motley pants and, like I said, a puffy pirate shirt now. And I have a couple of different jester hats.
Nice.
I would wear my jester hat on the stream. The problem is that it's made out of crushed velvet, and the way the light plays on it, the camera filters do not like it.
Hats are
because it throws off odd light pattern. Actually, let's find out. Hold on.
Hats are idealistic out at fair, but usually I end up losing them. I got my felt gray one that Christine bought me that I absolutely love. She got 2 of them. She got like a black one and a gray one, and the dark gray one, and the gray one fits great, but the black one, she ended up having it. Oh, nice. I love it. Right on.
Oh, that's cool.
2 guys walk into a bar. The third one ducks. Yeah. Now you'll have to tell Fozzie Bear-esque joke.
Waka, waka, waka.
Waka waka! I love Fuzzy Bear. All of his jokes are dad jokes, basically.
Yes, they are.
Oh, Kermit. And he's always so upset whether he's going to do good or... He really embodies a vaudevillian or a stage performer. Are they going to like my show?
Must go on.
I think I suck, but I'm going to go out and entertain you guys. Hey, they liked it! You know, I got to laugh at that. And I miss that. I miss walking up to a guy and telling them, I have kilts, and you're never going to regret this. And I have 3 reasons that you're going to want to wear a kilt. 3 reasons? What the hell are you talking about? Reason number 1. The world is your urinal. Not here, though. This is a park. This is gross. Use the bathroom. 2. The breeze is amazing. I can't really describe it. You have to feel it. 3.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I need to explain the easy access option to you. Yeah.
Yes, it is easy access. And I learned being out at the war that, and since then I use it in everyday life, is that if you keep your upper body warm, you can keep your legs bare no matter how cold it is, and they won't really get cold.
Yeah.
Because I wear shorts 24/7, 365. I wear pants when I have to. Otherwise, it's shorts. I don't even like shoes. I wear shoes when I have to.
I'm a hobbit by nature.
Come summertime, I'll be wearing my sandals. You'll see me come over to game, and as soon as I get there, those sandals come off, and I'll be walking around barefoot all day. I'm Fred Flintstone.
We do regulate a lot of heat out of our feet. But that...
Yes.
Also, you know what was a better pitch? The best pitch ever I came up with, and I heard it backstage from a woman, and then I used it for the rental shop, and a man and a woman would be coming up, and I know you want to see her in a bodice. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Okay, but ma'am, just let me point this scientific fact out since we're in the Dark Ages. With a little pulling and some cinching, we can turn an A cup into a D cup all day long. And she literally will do a 90-degree... Okay, we're going to go look. Because every woman...
Up and out. Up and out.
Lift, and I can't breathe. You've got giant tits now. Okay.
I've tried to talk my wife into a bustier, but it's like... It would break the world.
Yes. The best part about the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie...
I just got in trouble.
It was totally worth it. The best part of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie is when she passes out from being in the corset, which happens out at fair, and they always tell women, are you sure you want to wear a corset? Because it literally is pressing... The bodice squeezes everything up and out. The corset...
You can't expand your diaphragm.
Yeah, and it presses everything together and down, because the whole thing is to look like you don't have giant boobs. Where bodice wants you to have giant boobs. Go bodice.
Go bodice.
We're team bodice all the way. Fuck that corset. No boob squashing here. Let the ladies free. Set the puppies loose to play.
I can't imagine having to wear a bra, so I don't blame women that don't.
No, thank you. Wearing underwear is punishment enough. Episode 55. Like and subscribe, folks. I want to apologize to the entire geek culture, geek community, geek club, geek council, and geek everything else, and all the nerds included. We made absolutely no mention lately of Eric von Daniget, his passing.
He passed away?
He passed away about, 3 or 4 days ago? On the 10th. 3 days ago.
Really?
Oh, so the old show wasn't even there, so never mind. But yeah, Chariots of the Gods, the creator of the ancient alien theory, and if you haven't seen his movie, watch it. But it's pretty much like watching the show on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens.
I love Ancient Aliens.
I do. That his book and his movie is where the show comes from. He has traveled the world.
Is that the guy with the crazy hair?
No, that's
the guy with the thick European accent. The Anunnaki that came down and they told him and they took the... He's that guy.
Giorgio Tsoukalos is the dude with the crazy hair.
Aliens. He's that guy. He's become a meme. He makes them pretty interesting. Aliens. They all make some pretty interesting
I believe in
points.
the possibility of aliens. I'm not absolutely certain that we have been visited by them.
There are aliens out there. Whether they've been to us or not, we are out in the sticks.
I like what Isaac Asimov said. There are two possibilities. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Oh. And both are equally as terrifying.
Arthur C. Clarke.
It was Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke. Not to be like, but
Arthur
C. Clarke said that.
I'm a firm believer that the aliens are out there. The aliens have been here, but it was like when the first explorers came upon monkeys in the jungle that had been eating fermented fruit, and they kind of looked and they watched. They went, we're out.
We're gone.
I believe that the whole 2001: A Space Odyssey theory could be correct. That at some point in the past, the aliens came along and said, "Let's muck around with this planet and see if we can grow people."
Yep.
First, we'll take this giant rock and drop it on Mexico. Wipe out what was there. Start fresh.
I think we're an alien ant farm, and different alien species have been in charge of us from different... We see... All through time, we see different aliens. People have different reports of different kinds of aliens visiting the planet. The Greys, the Blues, the Nords, the Plebeians.
I'm not entirely convinced that
Pleiades.
It comes from other planets. There are depths of the ocean that we don't know what's down there. Or, they might come from somewhere else in our solar system, and because they developed, well ahead of us, they've managed to keep themselves hidden. There's all kinds of possibilities there.
If the ecosystem on Earth is a microcosm of the ecosystem that's out in the universe, how do we know we haven't already been swallowed by some giant space worm, space dragon, space whale, space octopus? Maybe we're already in Yogg or Slogos.
We don't, but
Slogoth.
Look at the parallels to look at the atomic structure of things. How you've got the nucleus and all of these protons and electrons orbiting, just like a solar system, just like a galaxy. So who's to say that, every atom in our body might have its own universe in it? The Dalai Lama actually wrote a book about it called The Universe in a Single Atom. He's written a couple of different books that address the commingling of Buddhism and technology. I like what he said
House.
was, if science was to prove a Buddhist tenet wrong, Buddhism would have to change. And
you're getting into philosophy,
yes,
which
we're
leads
getting
into religion.
Philosophy. Yes.
Because I would make the comment, the Jews have the same philosophy. It's this way until we're proven wrong. It's not this way. Okay, we had that. Now we're on to this now. But I stick with Taoism. You don't have to, be allegiant to anybody.
Taoism.
It's the hardest
one.
There's
a variant splinter faith of Taoism that is practiced here in the United States, and it is actually official registered religion. And I am not ordained in Arizona because that requires licensing fees, but I am a priest of Dudism.
Dude.
Dudism, yes.
Dude
Dudism is
abides.
basically Taoism. It's the same tenets, you know. The dude abides.
The dude abides. And then the
In
night.
fact,
I think
that's
I'm
the
gonna
only
do the Church of
cosplay I've
Gnome.
ever done.
The Church of
I've
Gnome.
got the bathrobe. The
Church of Gnome.
The Church of Gnome is actually real too.
Is it really?
Yeah. I want a gnome hat. I want the whole gnome outfit.
Is
There
there
you go.
Pontiff Gnome Anne? You
What?
know, Gnome Anne? I'll have to bring up the cartoons with all the Gnome Anne puns. Like, to boldly go where Gnome Anne has gone before?
I'm not sure. I keep seeing their ads, like their reels on
What
TikTok.
God has
and
brought
YouTube.
together, let Gnome Anne tear asunder.
It's like their main mantra is "We are not a cult,"
Round John
and that
Virgin.
just makes me want to join it even more.
We are not a cult. I
We
don't
are
have
not a cult.
time for a cult. It's so demanding. They want all your free time.
Yep. I am the world's largest garden gnome. Stand by that.
We need to make you a costume.
I'll have to hit Kathy up.
Yeah. Be great for a Halloween haunt. Just jump out as a giant gnome.
Go to
No!
Comic-Con
Nope,
as a group
humans.
of gnomes.
Huh? The
I'll
cult
have
of-
to,
Cover your cap in red paint and get a big bloody sword.
I'll have to get with my friend Vlad and his wife Elena and have them teach me Ukrainian, so I can tell everybody I am the Chernobyl garden. This is what happens when you leave the electric lights running too long.
Oh, God. That's awesome. Like and subscribe.
Oh my god!
But
I
yeah,
have
go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
An odd question. I'm going to take us off on an odd tangent here.
Okay.
If your life was a sitcom, who would play the lead role? Who would be you?
My life was a sitcom. Oh my god!
Who would you have play you?
That's kind of easy. Christine's been telling me this since we met. I kind of look like that guy from the fat kid from Stand By Me that was also in Sliders.
Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell.
Very O'Connell.
So
yeah.
he could play me.
Um,
Cause she's like, you look like him. I'm like, kinda, I guess. I don't spend that much time looking at him or me.
I think I would choose Whoopi Goldberg because her sense of humor is very close to mine, and we have the same comedic sensibilities and timing.
She's gonna wear whiteface. That's racist.
No. No, she won't wear whiteface, but everybody will pretend she's a white dude.
Oh,
and it'll
come
be
on.
a joke.
Well, that would be funny too. But you could be like when Eddie Murphy becomes a white man on Saturday Night Live. There was only one other black man on the bus, and when he left, they all like, "Go ahead,
No,
take
if
it."
I was to ever paint my face for a costume, it would be some definitely non-human color like purple.
Yeah,
I'd be an Andorian and paint myself.
yeah. I don't
cyan.
want to. I don't want to start a fight. It's okay. Robert Downey Jr. is the final line of that
You know,
because everybody's all pissed off
I
for no
give
reason
him a
now.
lot of credit for doing that because he did it without being disrespectful. Well, without being any more disrespectful than you can be for wearing blackface. But
It was done on the level like that as Soul Man with C. Thomas Howell and James Earl Jones back in the early 80s and Leslie Nielsen, where it was still super racist, but at least they tried to, it's still homogenized with America. It's not like, like Paul said, the African American male has a bigger identity because if you're black in England, you're just black. But if you're black in America, you're an African American male, and there's a whole culture, and there's a whole, so the English black guys were jumping onto that. So were all the Jamaicans. Straight through unity, all that, and then it's like, yeah, why aren't we? So Paul kind of watched that happen in the early 80s in London. He made a lot of comments about that. Not that I wanted to get on a super charged topic, but you brought this up.
They're kind of on a tangent, yes.
Okay. St. Patrick's Day is almost upon us. Anyway. Rob, Chris, who would you have you play you in a movie?
I'm thinking the guy from Blake Placid. Can't remember what his name is. The chubby dude with the beard.
IMDb will answer this question.
I haven't seen the
remember
movie.
his
I'm
name.
going to guess. Oliver Platt?
Yes, Oliver Platt.
Oh, good choice. He is a fantastic actor. Love him in Three Musketeers. Yes. I got that from the Queen of America. There's no Queen in America. That was a fun movie. Oh, speaking of,
Let's say there are plenty of queens in America if you go to the right neighborhood.
Oh! Today, for Days of the Year, it's National Rubber Duck Day, National Korean American Day, National Shop for Travel Day, National Kaelnig Day. It's Welsh. It starts in like 1780. It's basically like New Year. It's like Christmas and New Year wrapped together for smaller gifts, and it's like the spirit of giving and helping and community and all that. It's cool, but it's more of a Welsh thing. I had never heard it before. But it's also Public Radio Broadcasting Day. Figure you'd get a kick out of that. Rob, who would you have you play in a movie? I'm
going to pull somebody out of the hat, out of the old timer. Bud Spencer.
Bud Spencer. Yeah, you're going way back. Fair enough. He's a big burly guy.
Back when he was playing with Terry Hill, they used to have all kinds of fun. Bud Spencer was always kind of the quiet muscle.
Yeah. I would say
that was
Jackie,
my job for years.
Or Jackie Gleason, but you are not a raging alcoholic.
Well, you want to know the scary thing? There is a somewhat distant but an actual familial relationship on my father's side to Jackie Gleason. He was my father's second cousin or something along those lines. My father met him. My father had graduated from University of California, San Francisco, was an officer in the Air Force, and had the opportunity to meet Jackie Gleason, I believe, in Las Vegas. And he went backstage. He got to meet him, and he introduced himself, and he says, "Hi, I'm a relative," and he gave him the background. And he said the first thing Jackie said to him was, "All right, kid, how much?" He thought my dad was there for a touch. My dad says, No, not at all. He said, "Mr. Gleason, this is my family relation. I'm honored to get the chance to meet you, and this is a wonderful thing, and I'm going to get to tell my aunts about this and everything else."
No. I'm taking stories home.
Yeah, after he got the chance to kind of explain it to him, he said he was a wonderful guy. They sat and talked for like 25, 30 minutes, had a good time, and then that was it. So it was just a really great time. So for years, when my father got older, at his office here in Phoenix, they used to have a big costume contest for Halloween. And every year, he dressed up as Jackie Gleason. He had his old Air Force hat. He took off the medallions and everything, and he put together the bus driver's uniform, and he was the MC for the holiday party. And there was, I still have the picture. There was one year, there was this lovely young lady who dressed up as an angel. And you can all imagine the costume she wore in the late 80s as an angel, the white negligee with the big wings. And she was,
okay.
I have the picture. She's beautiful. My sons looked at her for years like, "Who's that?" That's somebody you'll never get to meet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, my imagination's pretty dirty. Do we want to talk about this on the? Okay. Excuse me.
It was just able to pass muster to get by in public. We'll leave it at that.
I almost sent you home.
Jackie Gleason had some really good moments. One of the movies that stands out to me for him, and it wasn't a great movie, was Smokey and the Bandit 2. But if you remember in that movie, he played a whole bunch of different Buford T. Justices. A Canadian one, a gay one, like there were 5 or 6 different characters, and each character was an entirely different characterization and persona, and he nailed them all.
Yep.
Go, Chris, go.
I was thinking for Rob the Blacksmith, the guy who played Grizzly Adams.
Oh,
Dan Haggerty.
Dan Haggerty.
Dan Haggerty.
Yeah, Dan Haggerty.
Guy with a big beard.
I remember him dominating on Battle of the Network Stars.
Yeah, he did. It would be like having Brad Garrett out there.
Easy enough to get Rob the Dio.
No, that would be good.
Yeah, Dan Haggerty. Yeah, definitely Dan Haggerty. Okay, can I talk about the documentary I watched last week?
Did you want to?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
Selling Superman.
Selling Superman.
I actually heard about this on the Jim Cornette show. And I don't know if anybody remembers Jim Cornette from the 80s, but
Sounds familiar.
it's an Amazon Prime 4 episodes, and it's about a guy with Asperger's disease who collected comic books. And apparently he hid these comic books from his family. He had over 300,000 comic books.
Oh, my.
And he had Superman #1.
Action Comics.
No, not Action Comics. Actually, Superman #1.
Ooh.
Still worth about
The
$3
first-
Not the
grand
Holy
today.
Grail,
Yeah.
but still worth a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Apparently, he hid these. He had 2 sons and a wife, and he just kind of hid this from them. Nobody was allowed to talk about the comic books. You could not bring anybody over. The kids were not allowed to talk about it, and it was hidden. And I guess it got to the point where it was a hoarding situation.
You think?
Wife got fed up with it, and she divorced him. She's like, I don't want anything to do with the comic books. I want nothing. And she left.
Tired of hearing about Superman.
And the dad died, and so the sons the older son has to come in, and he's going through all of this stuff. I mean, boxes and boxes and boxes of comic books. And he doesn't know anything about it. And then they stumble across the Superman #1. And they send it off to get it graded. And it is one of 2 7.0s. With the 10.0 being the best.
10.0 being fresh off the press.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right into the Mylar.
There's 2 8.0s, and then there's 2 7.0s in the world. And apparently they have like Superman #1 to like Superman like 450. They've got a complete run.
Wow.
Of Superman. It is insane. He must have been buying like bulk from comic book stores or estate sales because he had like 100 copies of Star Wars #1. It was insane how much stuff this guy had.
Hold on, I gotta know.
I mean,
this guy could tank a market had he been interested in doing so.
pretty much. Well, I mean, he found like small dealers, like what's the big con in Chicago? Is it C2E2 in Chicago, or
I have no idea.
one of those ones back east? And they found a couple small vendors sell comic books, and they would sell for him because the dude had no idea anything about this, nothing at all about comic books, and they got like a bunch of them graded, and they got the Superman #1 graded, and they were making a documentary, and I guess when they were filming comic, they dropped. And the case, because you've seen the CGC cases, they come into plastic, like frames.
Yeah.
They dropped it and they broke the case.
Ooh.
And the guy was like, hell. I mean, he was stressing out over this.
Considering, according to the internet, Star Wars #1, just for example, in a like bad condition, like missing a cover, that it's still worth $175. In really good
And he had
condition, people are fighting over that on eBay right now, and one of the things is up at $4,299 for Star Wars #1. That's only 1977, folks.
Yeah. Like I said, he could tank a certain market if they had the thought to do it. I've got 20 of these. I've got 15 of these. I've got 40 of these. I've got 100 of those. I'm going to put them all on the market. Tank the market for that.
Yeah.
How much is my Guardians of the Galaxy?
They put the in like one of those cases that you see like secret agents carry, and he went down to Florida, and I guess wasn't damaged.
Good.
When they opened up the case.
That's good.
And I guess, they found an artist, and so this guy, any books that they get graded, they get their own label, their own private label on their slab. But it was a wonderful, wonderful freaking documentary. I highly suggest watching it. You know, the guy regrets making the documentary. I mean, it really.
Why?
He never got to process his father's death.
Oh.
And it was,
now he's a millionaire, and yeah.
A millionaire? I know. I think they sold Man #1, and it got like a couple $1 million, like almost 1.1 million.
Wait. Hold on. Back up for a second.
He had one, dude.
He had what?
A Batman #1.
Action Comics 38.
No, Batman #1, the first of the Batman comic book series.
Oh, the first of the Batman.
The first,
okay.
The same as he's talking about the first Superman, not Action Comics 37 was Superman,
37.
I believe. Yes. No, he's talking about the actual
Detective
Superman
Comics 37
51.
Batman. Is Detective Comics 27 or 37 for first appearance of Batman? But he had a Batman comic #1.
Yeah. If he had a good print of it, that's $2 million right there.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, so if you have it, highly recommend watching it. It's just, it was sad. It was sad watching dude try and deal with all of this. They had to get, they had to buy a warehouse, and then they got the metal shipping containers to put the comic books in. And they had to invest money into like a security system, climate control, and a safe. And, you know, they put all of the high-valued, graded books inside this safe.
Well, it's the same in theory as, you know, oh, I won the Powerball. Well, where are you going to invest the money? Well, I'm not going to invest it.
Right.
We just can't keep it in your house. People are going to figure that out.
I'm going to keep it under my bed.
Yeah, I came home and it's all gone. Really? So
I'm gonna keep it in the house underneath Fenner's bed. Good luck, guys. Have a good time.
Superman #1 from 1939, a recent high-grade condition copy sold for $9.1 million.
Yeah. And he had a 7.0.
Okay,
it was on the
Superman
Heritage
#1.
Auctions is the one that sold it. Almost positive they have it on their website somewhere.
2.3 million for a 7.0. How much is my Power Man #1 worth? I got Guardians of the Galaxy #1. That's up to $400. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, it was only at $50 a couple years ago.
That's awesome. Star Wars #2.
Power Man. Hold on, I'm looking up Power Man. All right. $199. I'll take it. Well, no, I'm not going to sell it. But Superman #2, is that what you said?
No, it's Star Wars #2.
Star Wars #1 we already looked up.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Star Wars #2.
Spelling.
I remember reading the Star Wars comics because a friend of mine had a subscription to them, and
Really?
I remember they had that one character that it made me quit reading the comics. They had this rabbit character.
Oh
yeah, green rabbit guy.
Yeah, that was jumping the shark for me. That was like,
ouch.
You have a good thing going, and then you add Scrappy Doo to it. No! It's like the later Jetsons episode when they added that orbity thing, whatever it was.
Scrappy Doo.
Yeah, Crappy Doo. I hate Crappy Doo.
Star Wars #2, low value, missing a cover and the dog peed on it, $31 all the way up to $1,595. Not bad. Well done.
No, mine's autographed though.
Ooh, you'd have to have a dude look at that. I don't know how that, or a woman, one of them certified, one of the certified authenticators.
The only thing I have autographed
CGC,
book-wise, it might be worth something someday is a couple of years ago we went to Phoenix Fan Fusion and I met Derek Riggs.
Oh.
Do you know who he is?
No, but I've heard that name before.
He was the artist for all of the early Iron Maiden albums. He invented Eddie.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I met him.
Yes. I
Nice.
got his book, and I got it autographed, and check this out. He drew me a personalized Eddie as part of his autograph.
Nice.
So jealous.
To meet him in Tucson one year.
Awesome. I worked
He always does Tucson Comic-Con.
He's been at the Phoenix Fan Fusion the last couple of years, but
that's awesome.
I met him, and I'm a big Iron Maiden fan. It's one of those bands that I geek over. I have like Iron Maiden Funkos all over the place.
Iron Maiden fans are intensely loyal, and a lot of them are diehards, and they will not listen to any other music.
That's not me.
Well, no, I didn't say that.
But you're right. I know a lot of people
that I have met.
It's like V. Snyder of Twisted Sister. He's like, if it's not metal, it's crap. I was that way at one time, but no.
Yeah, you evolve eventually, and you're like, have you seen these guys live?
You either evolve or you fall into the comfort music groove. Like I know some coworkers at work that they listen to what they listen to probably because either it was what they listened to in high school or it's what their parents listened to when they were in high school, and they haven't moved beyond it. And it's like, no, I love my music from high school, but I need new things. I need different things, and I love all kinds of music.
Yeah,
if there's a good mariachi band, I will sit and listen to it. Especially live music, because watching a musician actually, crank the stuff out is just the most amazing thing to me.
Yeah, That's another draw going out to Ren Faire. Every 200 feet, there's music you can hear in another direction. And bagpipes. God, I miss bagpipes. Most humans don't say that.
Bagpipes.
No, they pretty much almost make you cry after you hear them for 30 years. You know. Scotland the Brave. So interesting though, selling Superman. It sounds a little bit like the comic book villains movie with Donald Logue and Carrie Ellis. Wesley. My Wesley.
Carrie Ellis.
Ellis. Yeah. Only he's the opposite of Wesley. See, because he's in this movie. Well, if you expect him to be the Man in Black, you're in for a huge fucking surprise. He is 180 degrees from that character. We were talking about Jackie Gleason, and I wanted to add, it's talking about 180 degrees because comedy is tragedy, tragedy is comedy. My favorite Jackie Gleason movie, although I do love the Smokey and the Bandit films, would have to be Nothing in Common with Tom Hanks. And it is one of the more underrated. I can't wait to get away from my parents. Oh, wait, my parents were actually pretty cool. Oh, wait, my dad's really sick. What? My mom divorced him? What? He's dead? It's one of those movies. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yep.
I have not.
You couldn't get away from it on cable after it made the transition. Now movies are instantly on cable. That blows my fucking mind because we're from that age when you had to wait for a year or two for it to come to VHS.
Right?
I can remember before that, before there was VHS. If you were lucky and you saw the movie on its theatrical run, maybe you could get lucky and it would come back on a second run because movies did that back then. The popular ones would come back around for a second run.
Yeah.
Or if it got onto TV, because there was only network TV, you'd get to see a cut up and edited version of it. If you caught it on the night it was on, because if you didn't, it was gone. It may or may not ever come back. Same with most of your TV shows. You didn't catch that episode, you better wait for this summer. Maybe you can catch it on rerun. And if you don't catch it then, you're never going to see it ever.
Right now I'm going to say the idea.
Star Wars special.
One more time.
Kind of like the Star Wars holiday special. You didn't see it? You never saw it.
I did see it.
I did see it too.
Yeah, well, I saw it.
B. Arthur singing the lyrics to the Star Wars theme.
There's actually words.
Yes.
Poor B.
It had Art Carney was the narrator and host. It had Harvey Korman as an alien chef.
I love Harvey Korman.
These were the people that put on the variety TV, the 70s variety TV shows like the Carol Burnett Show and Donnie and Marie. And these are the people that were given charge of this. And it's like, What did you expect they were going to make? They were going to make a comedy variety show about Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, we've always had that. I mean, even, not Star Wars, no. But Rowan Martin's Lap In, A Show of Shows, and, your show. But, yes, Farmer agrees. Oh, no.
So many good TV shows that ended before they should have.
Yeah. I think they could make a video game like Hal's Moving Castle. Only not Hal's Moving Castle because the Ghibli studio would sue the shit out of you. But you know how he has that dial in front of that door?
Yes.
And wherever you put the dial, that's where the door opens up to. So, we need to make one before everybody dies for 60s, 70s, and 80s so that kids can experience. This was what it was like to only have 4 fucking channels and PBS and, public access. Public access.
Yes, I remember when TV went off at night. You had the little tone, and then you had the pattern, and then you had the ant races.
Yep. Ant races. That's the aliens trying to contact us. This white noise conspiracy theory. I don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't the aliens, it was the ghosts.
The ghosts. They're here. Carol Ann. Tell him
it was Carol Ann. She was trying to get in touch with.
Tell her that if she doesn't answer, she's going to get a spanking. I don't spank my kids, and they know that. Craig T. Nelson.
You remember having to mess with the rabbit ears on the TV to get the picture in clear?
At first, yes. And then
before we actually got an antenna mounted on the roof.
Then we got everything.
I remember the first pre-cable channel on TV.
On TV, yes.
Where you had this thing that mounted on your roof and it pointed at a dish on South Mountain. And Channel 45 at 9 p.m. became on TV.
On TV. And there was all kinds of stuff on there.
If you didn't pay for on TV, you could sit there as a prepubescent boy and watch the R-rated movies with the squiggly line down the middle.
I see boobs! I see a boob! Yeah. That was our world. Or that was, well, there was quarter inch, and then there was Betamax, and then there was VHS, and then there was DVD, and now what's next? Oh, we don't need anything. It's all digital. Yeah, until it gets erased.
Till when?
Huh?
Till when?
Yes.
I forgot Laserdisc.
Because they're taking stuff away off of digital.
Yeah, they've been wiping out archives of shit because, well...
Like the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
They took the Looney Tunes off of HBO Max.
No, we don't have access to Looney Tunes or Futurama. We're not happy campers.
Futurama's on Hulu.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus Hulu.
Disney. Remember when Disney used to be good? Back in the 80s? Like Fox and the Hound and shit, back when, was still okay. Now Disney's like this. Disney is like the fake business in the movie, the silent movie with Mel Brooks. We were talking about him. I wanted to bring it up because it always cracked me up. The bad guys, their company is called Engulf and Devour Incorporated. It's totally that. And they all look like 1800s, like, Victorian steel barons.
Robber barons.
Robber barons, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. We need to make that
Oil
video game
tycoons.
so you can go 1960 because the 60s in comparison is equally dynamic as the 80s and 90s were. And rock and roll is still fledgling in the early 60s, and we don't really like that. There was still doo-wop, R&B was getting big, everything was changing.
The state of radio in the early 60s, we didn't have formatted radio stations the way we do now.
No.
The radio stations, you'd turn it on and you'd hear Elvis and Hank Williams and Patsy Cline and the Beatles and the Beach Boys and Chubby Checker and all of it. That was back in the days of payola when the record companies would pay you to push their records over others. Something which people think it still happens today, and it doesn't. But there's a whole lobbying industry in the radio industry about trying to get radio stations to play certain songs. But, no money is exchanged. Well, that is strictly against the law.
If you want to talk about 50s and 70s, or 50s and 60s and 70s, in the 50s and... Wait, now I got to look it up because I can't remember what the old man...
really changed radio... Well, it was all AM until the early 70s, the late 60s, early 70s. Yes, when they first came out with a solid-state FM radio so that you could
What's the year? He told me.
Actually dial in.
Oops, not playing Christmas music. Hold on.
FM radio sucked. Your transmitter signal would drift. You couldn't get it in clear, so... It used to be back in the 60s and into the early 70s, the FM radio stations are where the losers went. If you got played on FM, it's because the major stations, like KTAR was a powerhouse in the 60s and 70s of pop music.
You are right. Everything you're saying is here. It's on the internet. It must be true. And then Jingo backed it up.
I learned all of this at radio school.
Oh, well then, why am I even looking it up if you already know all the... You took radio history and radio theory.
Yes, they made us learn some radio history in radio school.
Alternating modulation and what is it? Frequency modulation.
Do you know why radio stations west of the Mississippi start with a K and the ones east of the Mississippi start with a W?
Oh, the old man told me. Shit. God, he told me so much stuff.
It's all because on the East Coast, Westinghouse held the patent for radio transmitters. And, when Kaiser came out with theirs, there was, a struggle between them. And it was eventually agreed that Kaiser would only sell their transmitters west of the Mississippi. And Westinghouse would sell theirs east of the Mississippi. So if you were a station that had a Westinghouse transmitter, you started with a W. If you had a Kaiser transmitter, it started with a K.
Because we're all
I remember the tail end of the Crux-Kriz battle.
I remember Crux. I used to live out that part of town.
You were either a Crux or a Kriz kid. So which station did you listen?
Was the classic rock. I remember in 1981, KRUX was still on the air, and they were the exclusive place that would be selling tickets to the Who concert, the Halloween. In 1981, the Who on their first farewell tour played Halloween night at Sun Devil Stadium.
Nice.
And me and a buddy of mine went and stood out from 5 o'clock in the morning outside the Crux Studios to stand in line to get tickets to that concert.
I remember being 16 and I had my Red Rocker card from 98 KUPD.
I think I still have one.
The Freeway Mooner
around
appeared.
Somewhere.
I had it for so long and had it in my wallet because they would just make surprise. Better to have it with you than leave it at home.
I also...
I got a lot of stuff off the Freeway Mooner.
For a short while in the 90s, there was this radio station out of Texas that had a local transmitter called Z-Rock.
Yep.
And they were the originators of the Z-Rock Metal Militia. And I still have the Z-Rock Metal Militia dog tags.
Right on.
Do you remember Frank and Craig?
Yes. I remember Z-Rock, one of their logos locally was Better Dead Than Red because they were competing with KUPD, which was the Red Rocker station.
Craig is Gary's nephew.
Oh.
Frank and Craig is Gary's nephew. So when they went
awesome.
live here, the first radio, the first commercial that Craig did, he's talking about Z-Rock and Metal Militia. We're going to make this happen in KZRX and everybody get out there. And then as the close of it, he says, "Hello, Uncle Gary."
That's awesome.
Had a lot of fun in my radio days.
Yep.
Well,
It didn't pay squat. That's why I don't do it anymore. But
you remember Mary Alice from KDKB?
Yes.
Mary Alice, she was one hell of a nice lady. She used to do remotes from the Coliseum, and I worked at the Coliseum for years. I worked with the Red Licorice Man, and we used to the 98 KUPD Red Licorice Cotton Candy, and then
I remember that.
She introduced me to Mary Alice. She was where he knew everybody, of course, because when he wasn't an optometrist and doing all of that stuff, he was the Red Licorice Man, but he also worked with others out of the persona. And we got to meet a lot of the folks that he knew from the different radio stations. Mary Alice was just really cool. She would do the remotes, and because I worked for the Coliseum and the food vendor there, every time she would do remotes, we hooked her up. She didn't have to worry about drinks and food. She'd be out there all damn day long on it for the fair and whatnot. So,
right on.
That's
I remember. Cool. Oh, it's almost 7 o'clock. We got to turn on. It's Sunday, 7 o'clock. We got to turn on 104.7 KZZP. It's time for Dr. Demento.
Oh, yes. Exactly. I watch Dr. Demento every Sunday night.
Yeah, sit there and listen to the radio and say, Dr. Demento, Dr. Demento.
Was it 7 or was it 9?
I don't remember.
It
probably
went
both over time.
I think it went from 7 o'clock to 9. And I remembered I was always getting trouble listening to it because my bedtime was 8 o'clock.
Yep.
I finally talked my mom into letting me stay up on Sunday nights to listen to all of Dr. Demento.
I'll just play it till I fall asleep. I swear.
Yeah.
He only just recently retired.
Yeah, he's been on.
Yep.
Well,
within the last year.
Weird Al Yankovic started out on volunteering at the show.
Yeah. I remember listening to the show the night he had Al in the studio and they recorded Another One Rides a Bus. That was where Al met his drummer, Dave Bermuda Schwartz, because Dave Schwartz was just a random dude in the elevator as Al was going up to, I'm going to be on this radio show. It's like, you need a drummer? I'm a drummer. I don't have my drums with me, but I got this suitcase. And if you listen to the original recording, you can hear that Bermuda Schwartz is banging on a frickin' suitcase.
That's awesome. Meant to be.
Right.
Many iterations, but it was meant to be.
Hey guys, I need to bail. I need to take my meds and stuff, so I am going to
You have been
jump off
sick.
for the night.
We're just glad you're feeling better. You missed the game,
Yeah.
and you look forward to that every month like the rest of us.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
It's
there
been a very
were
long
many
time
times
since I
when
played.
they needed you and they're like, well, we need somebody that can do this. Well, Chris's character could do that. Shit.
Crap. Anyway, okay. We had a lot more
Intrigue and role play.
Well, yes, but there was a lot more of the outside aspect where you would have come in incredibly handy with the ranger skills, even though it was a desert. Don't worry, there'll be another time. Unless you quit, there's plenty of games to come. I mean, unless we all stop playing.
No,
reason.
I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. I'm
Me
not
neither.
quitting.
I don't want to quit. Please don't make me quit.
I love it. I'm having too much fun when we do it.
Clay.
Before I bow, Saturday from 10 to 4, Superhero Saturday up at Metro Center.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Okay.
That is show 1 of 2, and then I'm done.
Please post it on the council's Facebook page.
I will.
And then, make a short for your YouTube thing, and then we can post that too.
Okay.
Hope you feel better. Sorry you're not feeling 100%.
Right. I'll see you guys later.
Have a good night,
Take
sir.
care, brother.
Good night,
Rest well. Whoops. Oh, that was loud.
So
Excuse
as I came in at the beginning of the show, right before I jumped in, I heard you guys were talking about Antonio and Gary and Clay, and what was their reaction to the game? Did they all have a good time?
Yes. Yep. Antonio and Gary were very excited. As I mentioned earlier, Antonio was so excited. He's got a place he thinks would be a great place for us to hold a game out where he lives out on the east side. If we ever had a desire, he said, just let him know. We can come by, take a look at it. If we'd like to use it, he'd love to host. I told him, hey, we
how
enjoy
far
doing it.
east is his east side?
I think he's living out towards, if I remember correctly, I believe he's living out towards middle towards North Scottsdale. So not real far east, but north of where you are. So.
I'm near the border of North, well, not northish Scottsdale. Anyway, Clay had an amazing time. I'm glad Gary and Antonio had a good time. Ed and Clay and I talked about the game the whole way home. Clay really hasn't, for all the Warhammer stuff he has, which I am amazed how much Warhammer stuff he has. He's going to be making videos forever. And now I've pushed him into that community and everything. But he's like, I really needed this. I just needed it. All three of us have been through it. Many other men. Many other of our viewers have been through it. You don't necessarily have to be married to be together for a long time and go through a divorce, a separation, a nullification, where when a male cohabitates, many of us are chaotic, but a lot of us are creatures of habit. So the first 10 years of separation of being with somebody you've been, once you hit that 20-30 mark with another human being, it's really hard to
adjust
at first. That's why old people are devastated when the person they've been married to for 45 years just, he took a heart attack and died. I love that saying. But they're just devastated that that other person has become such an integral part of their life, and now they're just gone. So
Well, I'm glad I was able to give him some diversion and a bit of a good time.
Oh yeah,
get his mind, because that's that's what I like about my gaming, is it's the land of make believe. You can live out your fantasies, like having money and getting a full night's sleep and having friends.
Yep.
It's the ultimate escape with rules.
And the particular rules we're using are very light. As you can see, there's one core mechanic. There's a roll the die, add the number.
I would say in general, and you both know me, so this is very true. I was on the path of psychology. I was seriously considering being a psychologist or a psychiatrist in high school. And I took a year of psychology my senior year of high school. And then by the time I started taking stuff in college, it was like, I get too involved in strangers' lives. Do I really want to have patience? No.
It would take a while to decompress from all that. That's something I couldn't do, having to hear other people's trauma all the time.
For a job, it would be equivalent to Rob when he was in the ambulance and being a first responder, where
my wife works in the sheriff's office, and she works adjacent to the 911 operators. She is not a 911 operator, but she works adjacent to them, and she hears one side of some of the calls that they make, and there's no way I could deal with something like that.
I wouldn't be able to sleep without drugs after having that job.
Because it can take an emotional toll on you.
I wouldn't be able to leave it, because that's why. So on the flip side, and the reason I brought this up, don't start yawning, that's contagious. But on the flip side, being a geek isn't just having nerdy hobbies and painting things and watching cartoons and cartoon movies and pretending and video games and that. This is healing. All of geekdom is healing. That whole session. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, go ahead.
I was going to say I was going to just jump up on my soapbox. And that whole session on Saturday was healing for all of us. We got to joke. We got to laugh. We got to have a good time. We got to leave the modern, tumultuous, and psychotic world behind and indulge in a group hallucination of the mind.
Really it is,
We're all going to... Oh, go ahead.
I was to say, it's... I will liken it, and Rob, you chose the right terminology, the land of make-believe. We're going to go to the land of make-believe. It is... It's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood with swords and combat. It truly is, because we're taking people into what is a safe zone to express all of your emotions, all of your thoughts, all of your ups and downs, all of your likes and dislikes, all of those things. They can be expressed there in, and some folks today hate this terminology, but this is a truly safe place, safe space in which to do so. And to allow you to work through each of those things, whether or not you're conscious of it and cognizant that you're doing it, you have an opportunity to work through all of these ideas. all of these concerns, all of these cognitive dissonant conditions in a very safe area
Controlled.
with a group of people who can help you not only walk into and through it, but also help you walk back out again into the real world.
Yeah. And you do have this. People get into it. Like, dude, it's a game. Relax. Oh, God, I got all into the... I'm sorry. And they snap back, and we've all been guilty of that from time to time.
Oh, it is just a game, and I tell people about that all the time. It's like when Chris had to miss. It's like, yes, it's a game, but... And my wife will back me up on this. On all the games I run, my main motto is life first, always.
Yeah.
There will be another game. If you're not well, take care of yourself. If there's a family thing, go do that. If there's an event you want to do that's a one-off that'll interfere with the game, go do that. There'll be more games. I won't be upset if you tell me, hey, I'm not going to make the game this weekend. We're going out to the Ren Faire. Or I'm not going to make the game this weekend. Me and a buddy are going to go play a round of golf.
Yeah, it's
whatever you're going to do, go
practice.
do it.
Go.
Yes. The game will be there. That's why I run it as an open table. Because I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to be there.
Well, Ron wanted to go. He's like, I got to go. I want to go, but I got this. I'm like, dude, don't worry. We're going to be there next month. It'll be like you've been there the whole time. Don't worry about it. Oh, good. So, yeah, of course. Of course he wants to be involved in it. But, and like even tonight, Clay's at work. He can't be at the thing. Episode 55.
Work is a four-letter word.
It is the worst one. Right next
like
to
that old joke.
Love and girl.
Describe your dream job. What makes you think I dream about work?
I dream about work. It's that, you won the lottery tomorrow. What are you doing? Same thing I'm doing now, but without a crippling amount of stress. The mortgage is paid
without
after
the
that.
Debt and anxiety.
Yeah. What do you think I'm going to do?
We do every night.
Yeah. I'll do blacksmithing, ceramics. I got a bunch of cars to restore. We're going to play a bunch of board games and role-playing games and video games. Clay wants to join Thursday night if he can for your villain game. I pitched Starfinder to Clay, and he latched onto that. So I've got to convince you to organize another Starfinder game and start that over again. And I'm just going to resurrect my old character. I want to play the rat guys that fix everything.
I will consider it.
Thank you. At least consider it. I appreciate that. But yeah, I gave him the handbook, and it's in his room now. And but he's also got a bunch of board games, and he wants to start Catan or what's the other one? Gloomhaven?
Gloomhaven, yes, I know Gloomhaven.
He's got the Gloomhaven box. He took the box apart and showed me everything, and I'm like, this is like D&D? Yeah.
It is a role-playing game.
This is going to make a lot more sense when we're actually playing it. Okay, because it was just feeding me information. I'm like, I'm trying to keep up. I'm like, this sounds fantastic. But again, it's like one of those.
Maybe when we're done with the adventure you're on, you guys are like on part 2 of 3 adventures. Maybe we'll at the end of it take a pause, play something else, and then come back to I want to call it D&D, but it's Castles and Crusades.
That's crazy talk.
Want to jock it for my friends out there who got me into this
Games.
game. Troll Lord Games, yes.
Let's plug them along with Body and Soul Candles before. But the idea. We also have Shogun, Axis and Allies, and the Conquest one.
I've got a couple of board games here. I've got one called Villainy, where you basically you have to assemble a super team to try to take down the super good guy, which is the end game of it. It's a resource management type game. If you've ever played one of those where you're collecting the different little colored blocks that mean different things to try to get things done. I also have one that I know that Paul was running, the Tomb of Horrors D&D board game. Was it Tomb of Horrors that he had?
Yeah.
I have the Ravenloft version of that.
Nice, Strahd.
Yes.
What a nightmare dealing with him is.
And it is D&D-ish, but it is not is not proper D&D. I also have some other board games. I have one called Dungeon Command that WotC came out with back when they were doing 4th edition D&D, and it's basically it's a miniatures game where you pick an army and you're battling basically the enemy's army. It's a card / miniatures game where, you know, as the game goes along, you introduce, you know, new and different troops, and the idea is to either collect the most treasure. It's fairly simple, but tactically it's a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome.
I'll have to bring the sets along, but maybe we can do some board gaming. It would be good.
I would like to get. I mean, Ed is it every. There aren't any no's on board gaming from everybody, and maybe I need to get over my own issues and start another Shadowrun campaign. That way, you would have a chance to play. I want to try to kill you guys once a month.
Much props to anybody who steps behind the Game Master screen, because really there's only one rule, and this is universal to all the games. If you're having fun, you're not doing it wrong. If your fun is being a strict, you know, adherence to the rules and playing it rules as written, yeah, that's, you know, fun. If you like throw the rule book over your shoulder and just wing it for 3 hours, hey, that's good too. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I gotta. It's my own. Life is all about growing, kids. Never stops. But I mean, I've got a bookcase that's almost 8 feet tall in the living room, and it's filled with. Before he went to England, Mark Firestone gave me a box of all kinds of stuff, and inside there was the Doctor Who box set game, the Time Lord. In fact, hold on, I'll go get it. That'll be easy to make describing.
I still have an original copy of the Doctor Who technical manual from when I was a kid around here somewhere. It's not in great shape anymore, but I still have it.
We were talking. I had an image flash into my head. We need T-shirts for our gaming squad. And
yes, I was, you know, the shirt I had on, the Castles and Crusades shirt.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my buddy Chuck and see if maybe he'll cut us a break if I buy a shitload of them.
What I was thinking of, we need a picture now that I've got Mr. Rogers in the land of make-believe. We need King Friday on the front and King Friday's Merry Marauders on the back for our group.
I see that has the correct Doctor Who on the box.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I've had this thing a long time, and we've never ever played it. Yeah. Lots of rules.
Yeah, we get board games every Christmas.
There's a million pieces.
Board games. And I was always the one that got handed the rule book. Here, figure out how to play this.
You're good at reading. Read this.
That's when I figured out that we had been playing Monopoly so wrong.
Oh, no.
Yes. I don't think anybody plays Monopoly rules as written.
Probably not. You're taught by your
it's
sister
right up
and your
there
parents.
With diplomacy. It's, you know, it's a friendship destroyer.
I hate Monopoly. Chess, at least you can, you know, well done. You kicked the shit out of me. Well done. Yes, thank you. I have all your parts now.
You know, regarding chess, I know how each of the pieces move. I understand absolutely zilch about chess.
I know how the pieces move. Well, that's half of it.
Yes. I have a friend. Well,
the rest is all psychology.
I don't know that if I would still call him a friend, but he was a chess nut and a professional chess player. Oh. He would compete. And he said he hated playing chess against me because I had no discipline. he could never predict what I was going to do because nothing I did ever made sense. And so it was real hard for him to play chess. He'd always beat me, but he'd have to, it's always more work because you're not following any of the conventions or using any of the logic.
There's this guy's
you're not
strategy.
doing the things.
Bah.
Yeah, you're not doing the things a good chess player would do. You're not countering me. You're not plotting. You're just randomly moving shit.
That's funny. You're like a street chess street fighter. no style, no finesse. Just this goes this way. Yeah. Oh shit, he got that.
Chess, I'm not good
now
at.
I don't have that piece anymore. Fuck.
I was in the army though, so there are some games I am good at. Spades, I'm really good at spades.
Crazy eights, gin rummy.
We used to play a game called Screw Your Neighbor, which is basically
shit on your neighbor
with a regular card deck.
Yeah, old Pshaw.
I think of all the drinking games I knew when I was in the army.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Clay was showing me all his board games, and he has one that I've seen people play, but I've never actually got two of them actually. Ticket to Ride. And I can even remember putting that game on the shelf when I worked at Toys R Us, when it was open, when it first came out, and putting it on the shelves. But I've never actually
there's a
played
video
that
game version of it on Steam for like $5.
Really?
I don't think it's expensive.
Check that out. Wow, $5 is $5. That's okay. Skip lunch. Oh well, I skipped lunch, but I got a video game. Don't be a fuck. Yeah, we're almost 2 hours in. Don't be a fucking video game snub. Oh, it's a cheap nothing video game. It only cost me some.
If you enjoy playing it,
yeah.
If you enjoy playing it, I play mobile games. I have games on my phone. Some of them are actually pretty. It's funny now because what were at one time considered bleeding edge video games, you can now get as mobile games. Like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Red Dead Revolver are both mobile games now.
I thought you meant
that was an Xbox game.
Yeah. Hey, how many thousands of quarters did have the three of us combined plugged into Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga,
Asteroids,
Centipede,
Dig Dug, and Frogger.
Tempest.
Joust.
Tempest. Joust. I sucked at Joust.
Me too, but
Tempest
I loved playing
I was good at.
Tempest was fun.
Frogger I was in the zone.
Frogger, Mario, Donkey Kong, Galaga, and then the karate one where you're either the white guy or the red guy, and the two each have the two joysticks. Full points. The referee would always say that. Tapper, one of my favorite video games ever.
Tapper.
Because Tapper is real life. Okay. Oh shit, it's overflowing.
That's what I like on Fallout 76 is there's all those mini games in your Pip-Boy. I've already come across Tapper on one of the computers.
Really?
Yes. Tapper is on one of the computers, I want to say I forget, but yeah, if you go up to each of the computer terminals in the game, some of them have actual old video games on them.
I've never encountered one of those, and I usually go up to all the terminals. Well, in 76, I kind of designed my character for luck, and I did a total stat dump in luck. My luck is 15. The most you can get in any one stat is 13.
I've been mostly going intelligence and perception.
Intelligence will really help you out. Perception helps you be a better shot.
Yes, that's me. I'm going for the sniper. My buddy Chuck I made the character, and it's like the first thing I did was I get a bow. He starts laughing at me. You're not going to get very far with a bow.
Hey,
and we're creeping along, and we see somebody, and I draw back my bow, and thwack! He goes down in one shot.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn.
I mean, you're not going to be able to take down the big heavy stuff, but
no. Well, that's what the exploding arrows are for.
Yeah, the people, yeah, you can take them down with a bow and arrow.
It's like Red Dead Redemption 2. My character Uses a bow with dynamite arrows.
Oh, nice. I love Red Dead Online, but I can't stand all the assholes with mods. And now it's happening. It's happening on 76. Ed and I were playing. We join an event. All of a sudden, this guy kills Ed, and we're like, "What the hell?" And then he followed us back to the White Springs Mall, and he killed him while we were in the. And then he killed me. Like, that's not. Well, how is he even able to do this? You're not allowed to attack
PvE.
anybody. Maybe we got on that server by accident.
No, people are hacking. It sucks. One of the games I play is Overwatch, and they're constantly banning people for hacking.
That's why playing on a private server is best. Because even if you start a server and you open it, now here comes all these dicks that are using mods and destroying your area and destroying your base. And what are you doing?
Conan is one of the games I play, and the mods are on the server side, not the player side. So the mods are applied to the server, and I don't do mods. So, and if I get a cheater, it's, this is my private server. I'm paying out of pocket for it. It's not a democracy. It's a totalitarian dictatorship, and I will nuke your ass if you're misbehaving on my. I'll blacklist you.
You've had that server for almost 12 years now. It hasn't been continuously running for that long. The one that's up now has been running for a little bit over a year because I took it down for a while when I wasn't playing. So, well, Paul was like obsessed with Conan. He was obsessed with Conan Exiles, the Factorio,
yes.
That one. Sorry. Whoops. Yeah, English. I speak it like a native. What other games was he? Because he would get a new game. He would get like 8 to 30 games a week. And he would play all of them, and probably about 6 of those games he would become obsessed with. And that, because I've got maybe, 100 games on Steam, but Paul had
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. You and him, 500-600 games. Yeah.
Yes.
I
bought games. Oh, look, it's only 99 cents. You're never going to play that. So it's only 99 cents.
It's only 99 cents. The true curse of Steam is the packages. I want this game. Well, we're doing a sale. You can get that game and 13 others for only $20.
No, what they do to me is,
shit.
Hey, this game is only $2.99. It's a really good game.
Okay.
Now, there's $100 worth of DLC for it. We'll bundle all that together for $100.
I have In Silence and wait, hold on. What's the other? Oh no, that won't help. What's the game where Willow plays it too, and one of you is a monster, and you're all in space?
Dead by Daylight. No. Among Us.
Among Us. Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but I downloaded it. And
My daughter plays it. Luna plays it.
Luna plays it. She was at the game on Saturday. And
yes.
I want to get us for the council, and I want to have a council game, and I want us all to play that. Rob, you're going to love this. And it just went on sale for like $6.99 or so. It's normally like $15. The game is called Oh Deer. DEEER. So one of you plays a hunter and the rest of you play the deer, and you're out in the wilderness.
Dead by Daylight. That kind of game is called an ASIM, or asymmetrical game. My wife plays one called Dead by Daylight, where you have 4 players that are the victims, and they're trapped in this area looking for a way to escape. And then you have a serial killer whose only job is to kill all of you. And he can't be killed. You can only avoid him.
Yes.
And they've done a lot of crossovers because that they've got Freddy Krueger now.
Yeah, and they've
Jason, got Pinhead, they've got Jason, they've got Michael Myers,
they've
got Freddy, they've got Chucky,
a monster.
They've got the monster from Silent Hill. They've got the monsters from Stranger Things, and they've got a bunch of original killers that are patterned after others. And it is a game that will make you tense, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on 7 Days to Die. And now that the dynamic of it has changed, it's made it a whole new game. Right now I'm searching for a lens so I can... Okay. They still have the skill tree, but the schematics don't come with the levels. You have to find them or buy them. Yeah.
Now, I tried to get into 7 Days to Die, and I just... the first time I played it, I'm going exploring. I see this building. I go in there. I get attacked by a zombie, and after a vicious fight, I managed to kill it. Barely. And then I got attacked and killed by half a zombie.
Yep. That game is best with 2 or more.
I picked up a recent one for only $4 called Icarus. And, I'm not sure I like it. The gameplay is okay, but the premise is that there's this planet called Icarus, and it was, they started to terraform it, and something went wrong, and so it's got issues. But it's, full of these highly valuable resources, and so people get sent down on expeditions to, prospect and send things back. My problem with the game is your first mission, you're going down into this hostile territory to explore, set up a base, and mine resources. And what do they give you to take? The suit you're wearing and the ship you leave in. You don't have a gun. You don't have any food or water. You have nothing. It's like, what the hell? Who would go down onto a hostile planet basically naked? This makes no sense.
At least in
at least give me a damn knife.
You're shot out of the sky. Yeah, something. Anything. Oh. Hello. I'm
trying to make room because I'm blocking the front door and she's trying to get out.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes. But
okay,
that's a bad plot line. Well, not every video game is just flushed out story.
And it drops you in there, and then it says, "There's a storm coming. You're going to be exposed to the storm." And of course, you haven't even gotten far enough in the tech tree to build a shelter yet, and there is no place to hide. So the storm comes, and you die, and you respawn in a random place. And so you go and you find this bear, but you've made a spear, but the bear kills you, so you respawn in a random place. Only it's not a random place. It's exactly the same place you respawned last time. And it's the same place you respawn every time, this random place.
Yeah.
I found myself getting frustrated at the point where a game starts to frustrate me. If I'm not having fun,
then you're just... Why am I playing this game that just makes me mad?
I hadn't gotten to the point in that game where it was fun. Now, there's a lot of games where you play it for a long time, you're having a lot of fun, and then you hit that point that you just can't get past. And, you keep at it. But this game, it didn't engage me.
Gotcha. I have the same problem with Hobo Tough Life, where that game just totally pisses me off. The Forest and Sons of the Forest is another one where you need a couple people to play that game. Otherwise, you're going to get eaten. Unless you know what you're doing if you played it a lot. Was it Dead by Daylight? I think I have one of those. I'm not going to open it because it's going to come over the... Oh, seriously.
Yes. Now, Dead by Daylight was the ASIM that
I have the one that's Dead by Daylight on the island.
Dead Island.
Dead Island 3 or 4. Or...
Yeah, I have a couple of the Dead Island titles. They were okay.
Because for a while... Well,
Dying Light, that takes place on an island as well. And that's a zombie apocalypse parkour game.
It's not... This isn't parkour. This is go here. Look, there's a bunch of people in the beach house, and the beach is crawling with zombies. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that was Dead Island.
Okay.
Start out in a hotel?
We had a rave. Yeah. I don't know, it's been a while. I played so many games. They all blend together. What are we doing in this one?
They do.
Who are we killing? Why? Oh, zombies? Yes, they all must die. All of them, guilt-free killing zombies. That was a person. Not anymore. That's a walking, flesh-eating abomination. That's not a person anymore.
I remember one of the best zombie shooter games out there is a game called Left 4 Dead 2. And it's a very old game, but it's a lot of fun. And I remember, trying a lot of other games to see if it would scratch that same itch, and so many of them fell short. And I tried this game called DayZ, which is supposed to be the zombie survival simulator.
Yeah.
Only it starts you out, with nothing, and the zombies are deadly. And it was one of those games that if you die, okay, you have to wait an hour before you can respawn.
What?
Make another character. Yes.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that game only stayed on my computer for about half a day. I gave it up when I met up with another player, friend of mine, and he took out his katana to show it to me and accidentally killed me with it. It's like, okay, I'm done. It's like you took it out and you swung it at me. What did you dumbass?
You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Yeah. Ugh. So stupid.
That's what we call the fucktard apocalypse.
Yeah. Over the decades, so many video games have come and gone. Or even the Ultima series. I remember when you guys were obsessed with Ultima 8, which was called Pagan.
I think I played Ultima 1 and 2 on the Commodore 64.
Yeah. 3 was on the Apple IIe, Apple IIc Plus, and that was like the first one where you had 4 people in your party. You made 4 characters. And then you got to fight with 4, and it was super 8-bit graphics. It was amazing. I have a couple
Games
copies
have come
of
a long way since then.
it. It was basically playing D&D with a 4-person party. You had a wizard, a cleric, and a thief, and a fighter, or a ranger, or whatever, and you had that map. And
I remember my first roommate situation after I moved out of my parents' house was living with Paul and another friend of ours. And Paul had this, basically, I think it was a computer that didn't even have a hard drive. Because when you wanted to play a game on it, you turned on the computer, you had to put the DOS boot disk in first to boot up the operating system before you could install the game or load the game.
Can't save, but we could play it forever.
You could save, yeah.
Oh. I remember when you guys met, well, in 93 when they moved into that house. Shortly after that, we're going to have game night. We're going to have game night. He was so excited. Was it you and Ken and Chris and...
By Ken Carter?
Ken Carter. Love Ken. He's the best guy.
So, I didn't know you knew Ken.
I only know him through Paul vicariously.
Yeah, let's see. I moved out of that house in... See, I moved in 88. I moved out in like 90 or 91.
Yeah. Because I'm like the second when he moves back and he and Diana split up and
I remember Diana.
He split up with Sam. Because he was dating Sam when I met him, and then they broke up shortly after that.
I don't remember Sam.
Sam Riggs is incredibly intelligent, amazingly beautiful, fantastically talented. She's a great person. I mean, I can't shake the Sam pom-poms enough.
Do know her, but I didn't know her name.
You probably have met her at one of Paul's many, 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 many parties. Or especially the old ones back in the day when there were like just wall-to-wall people.
At his parents' house, yes.
Mm. His dad's doing much better
those days.
He's out of the hospital. He's doing good.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
I speak to Timmy once in a while, but...
Love Tim. And Jerica. Love Jerica and Tim. And Mariana and Dio and Neve. All them Nicolatus kids.
Yes, we got into a lot of trouble together with some of that.
Back in the day. Back when we were young and we didn't have as many responsibilities as we have now.
No, we didn't. But yeah, I remember Paul was my first roommate situation, and that was we had some wild times in that house. Then it kind of all came off the rails, but it is what it is.
I got when we're off camera, you'll have to fill in the gaps, but I got some of that. I got most of that story, and there are a couple characters that will not be named that were vital to the story. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Paul, unfortunately, is no longer with us, and that was many, 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 many moons ago. So, yeah. Other than that,
anyways, where were we?
We were all over the place, actually, but that's what we do.
That's good. Yes, I was reading up on Muhammad Ali and some of the various fights and things he did and how cocky he was. And then
I thought you were going to save him for badasses without guns.
We are, but
okay, just a sneak peek. Because I will answer with Sonny Liston, a fellow left-hander, who was murdered and died of mysterious circumstances, and it's been unsolved and pushed under the rug.
Yes, there have been a lot of celebrity nefarious. Yeah, my wife likes to watch the true crime documentaries, and some of them are truly disturbing. There's some really, really whacked people out there.
There really is. Unfortunately, all of the worst monsters in our history are human.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's no Cyclops or Ogre or Swamp Hag.
Not that we know of.
It's just humans. We're just terrible.
I know a few people that might qualify as Swamp Hag.
Well, you know what I mean. They don't have magical powers. They're just horrible. They don't eat children.
Yes, that.
Squirt of lemon. Oh my God, I love Dungeon Soup. It's so funny.
Speaking of which, there's an anime on Netflix called Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah, I've seen part of it. Well, I don't have...
The premise is that, there's this dungeon, and dungeoning is like a profession in this world. And there's a dungeon, and they've been going into this dungeon, and they got down to one of the lower levels, and they ran into a dragon. And the dragon ate the main character's sister. And so they had to retreat out of the dungeon. And they're like, all right, dragons digest slow, so we have this much time that we can get back down in there and kill the dragon and get my sister back before she's gone. Problem is that they didn't finish their dungeon delve and they're broke, so they don't have the money to refit for another dungeon expedition. So the lead character says, well, what if we just eat what we kill? And so that's the whole premise, is they've gone back down in this dungeon to try to rescue the main character's sister, and they've been killing and eating all the monsters. And they run into this dwarf who's a culinary whiz and an expert on cooking monsters.
So it's like Fallout 76, where you just
I believe
everything you kill.
Yeah, one season is done, and they're going to go through a second season. It's really well done. It's a very D&D.
Right.
Another anime that's on Netflix that I highly suggest you watch that is entirely different is called Agretsuko. And it's a Sanrio property, Hello Kitty and all of that.
Oh, okay.
But Agretsuko is a red panda who works at a corporation with a bunch of other anthropomorphic animal people. And of course they all look like Sanrio type characters.
Gotcha.
But her hobby is going to a karaoke booth and singing death metal to relieve her. And so every episode starts out with her singing death metal. And at various points she gets upset, and all of a sudden she'll go into a death metal song, and it's loads of fun. Especially since it was a Sanrio property, a Hello Kitty property, but it is definitely more mature than that. I don't think kids would really get it.
A little bit too cerebral.
Yes. Another anime that I believe is on Netflix, but I would call it a Mexican anime, because it's called Seis Manos, and it is a Mexican mafia / kung fu story. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
You have to see it, but it's done very well.
I'll have to check it out. I'm always down for a Mexican mafia.
Seis manos means 6 fingers. Or 7 fingers.
Cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez.
Yes. Seis manos is 6 fingers, yes.
I have to use Spanish all day long, so yeah. Well, it's not all day.
6 hands, not 6 fingers.
Manos is hands. Lavar las manos.
Manos are hands. Join me for bad Spanish and other languages I can't speak.
We will destroy it for you. ¿Dónde está el baño? Yeah.
¿Dónde está Casa de la Pepe?
Casa de Pipi. Was it? Yo soy muy borracho y quiero y morir. I am very drunk and I would like to die.
Father used to love to say, ¿Dónde está Casa de los Gatos?
Where's the house of
Which
cats?
way to the cat house?
Which way to the
and
cat
that way they
house?
send you to the vet.
Oh, good. I need penicillin. Bad. Yeah.
Herpes the love bug, the gift that keeps on giving.
I get to hear Spanish yelled all the day. It's fun. Because
I don't
then
even
the
know
one
enough
that does
Spanish
speak
to
English,
get myself hurt in the wrong part of town.
just turn around and go, no comprende. And eventually they'll go get the translator and then they'll explain it to you. No comprende. No habla. No comprende. That's my new weapon with the woman that she's trying to get me in trouble today, and then she did something really stupid, so I got her in trouble. Don't fuck with me. You don't work. If you were the number one hardest working employee, that would be one thing. But you're not. You're lazy, and you get everybody to do your work for you. This train's going to derail. And it did today.
Yep, sometimes you just gotta see. I'm one of those people at work. I speak my mind. I challenge authority because, well, I believe that anybody in authority needs to be challenged. And if they're deserving of that authority, they'll rise to the challenge. And so I push. I push where I know I can get away with pushing, and I'm sure that at times we're at a company meeting, and usually when they ask if there are any questions on the floor, most of the time I'm quiet, but I know that all the managers and supervisors cringe inside when I decide I've got something to say, because it's usually something they don't want to hear, and it will usually come with a point that they can't refute. So they've learned. He's like, you don't engage with him because he's smarter than you.
And the functionality of work has a flow. It has an energy, much like what we do here, gaming, blacksmithing, automobile, whatever you're doing. There's an energy. And when you have an individual that's literally going against the grain and trying to undermine the leader, the boss, whatever, this is going to end badly for all of us.
I don't do that, but I will when I see something that is a bad idea. I will call it out. Hey, this is a bad idea, and this is why this is a bad idea.
That's fine. Or, questioning.
I refuse to do something only if I have a justification for why I'm not going to do it. I never just say no. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it because of this. And I'm usually vindicated.
Well, today I told my one manager, I'm going to do this now, but I'm not doing it because she wants me to do it. I'm doing it because you asked me nicely to do this. And then she busted up laughing because it's like, stop letting the grunt act like a supervisor. This needs to stop. Anyway, that's my own private hell.
I tell people, I make sure. See, I was a lead at my shop at one time, and I decided that it didn't pay enough, and so I stepped my ass right back down after about a year, and that's where I want to stay. I tell people, I am not in charge of you. I will help you out. I will answer your questions, but don't come ask me what you need to be doing, because I'm not the guy for that.
That's part of the root of the problem, too, because you don't want to be a lead, because now you're dealing with the person that has a problem with authority so that your boss doesn't have to. So now you've got power to deal with that person, but it's the same scenario where, God, if I could just replace you, I could get rid of your ass. It's Arizona. I don't need a reason to fire you. But
my job you do, because we're union.
Well, I'm sorry, that's a case-specific scenario. Excuse me. I didn't.
Yes, it's really hard. Unfortunately, we've got a bunch of people there that are riding the coattails of the good employees that probably should be fired and never will. That's the problem with the union, is sometimes you catch the baggage of the people who really haven't earned it. But, I have recently decided that when I work alongside these people, I'm going to work as hard and push out as much volume as I can, so that by comparison, they're going to look bad no matter what they do.
Gotcha. It boggles my mind that people are that
self-absorbed
as I'm texting a coworker, trying to help rescue another cat. I don't know if I'm going to get the cat, but the cat needs a rescue.
I don't need another cat.
Yeah, no squeaky toys for Fenner or Gretchen.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring a cat to your house.
It took me 2 weeks to get Gretchen to accept the last cat that she lived with, because my now ex-wife had to bring this cat home. It was 4 weeks old, hadn't even been weaned. She brought it home, and Gretchen saw a little tiny thing, and it was like, oh, must mother and love. And so here's 60 pounds of pit bull trying to give love to, 10 ounces of kitten. Oh. And it's like, no, Gretchen, back, no, stay off.
Stop smothering
About 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years later, the kitten had grown up to be, I am a pit bull because this is my mom. Pure white cat, all of 4 pounds, 5 pounds, but absolutely convinced I am pit bull because this is my mom.
That's why I think cats think everybody's a cat. Yep. You're just a funny looking cat, but you're a cat.
But this is how you act? Okay, that's how I act now. Cats are awesome. It's again, I don't need a girlfriend. I've got 4 cats. One of them's hungry. One of them's sleeping. One of them wants to cuddle.
Yes.
One of them's totally pissed at me.
I actually prefer dogs to cats, but dogs have to romp. And if you don't give them a place to romp, they will romp your house. And they will romp your furniture. They will romp everything. And I just don't have the time or the space for a dog.
Dogs prepare us for toddlers and small children. Cats prepare us for teenagers. Dogs need jobs. I don't always have a job for a dog.
No.
I just don't.
Fenner has the best job in the world. Must protect house and abode from anything and everything that could be moving within a 10-mile radius of this particular facility.
I remember one day.
I'm going to bark it back to the Stone Age.
My mom was really making my dad angry, and I went over there and I'm helping him with stuff. And all of a sudden, the little poodles and the box and the rat terrier went off, and my dad just had a meltdown. God damn it, shut the fuck up. A bird could fart in the front yard and they would lose their minds. Dad, birds don't fart. You know that. Yes, I know.
That's right. That's why it's illegal to throw Alka-Seltzer to them at the coast.
That's bad. Well, he was just so mad. That's
it's inappropriate.
Yeah, I would never do that. I'm not real fond of birds, but no, I don't want to wish harm on them.
We love birds. We raise them. That's why we know they don't fart.
I like pet birds, but wild birds I'm indifferent to. It's like I'm driving my car and there's a bird in the road. I'm not going to brake or swerve out of the way. That bird better move.
Oh, I am. But we've raised them for decades.
Especially if it's a pigeon.
Oh, no. We had lovebirds, cockatiels, button quails, pionis, macaws, lorikeets, lories, ringnecks. We had a lot of different birds. Oh, my God. We had aviaries all in the backyard. We went long ago.
We had a couple of ravens up at the ranch for a long time.
Nice.
And then the last birds that we had at the ranch before the property sold and Grandpa passed away, we actually had a nesting pair of golden eagles.
Really?
In one of it was in one of the sycamores right outside the house. So we were there. Grandpa come in, grabbed me, says, "Come outside, bring your camera." We're sitting there. He's pointing up to the top of the tree and put the big lens on the camera, and we zoomed in, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "They're eagles, aren't they?"
Yeah,
said,
this is now a preserve.
"Yes, sir." He said, "Do not take any pictures." "No, sir. We never saw this."
I don't know what you're talking
this
about.
never happened.
Different birds are easier to raise than others. We had a duck for a little bit, but that became a hassle, and we ended up giving it to somebody who had a bunch of ducks. But lovebirds are, cockatiels and cockatoos are the clowns of the bird world, much like conures. We had a lot of conures.
We had a cockatiel, and after my divorce, my son took possession of him because Coffee, my wife, is, she does not do birds, and so there was no way I was going to have a bird in my house. But yeah, he lived. God,
and especially
he was well over 20 years. He just passed away earlier this year, or just last year.
They can live up to 25 years more if you take good care of them. Cockatiels, that's good that you didn't bring it home. If she doesn't like birds, cockatiels will go out of their way to be your best friend. They're super affectionate. They're super social. They hang out in these giant groups in Australia. Same things with cockatoos.
This one did not stray out of his cage. Because when we got him, he had been abused by the people that had him before, so he didn't trust hands.
Gotcha.
I mean, I would take the lid off the cage and he'd sit on the edge of the cage and sing and interact with people, but He'd give you kisses if you got close, but he did not like hands. He would never let you sit. He would never sit on your finger.
Mm.
No, he just didn't. But
They,
yeah.
Oh, and parakeets, we had a lot of those too. Well, that's where I learned that, well, we've talked about it before, and I don't want to go. Lovebirds are misnamed. They're actually the Nazis of the bird world. They really just hate all the... Somebody let out a whole bunch of them from an aviary somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know who it was, but they're here now. And this is devastating to all the birds that live here naturally, because they will hunt down all the indigenous birds one by one and kill them off.
Birds are odd. Some of them have like amazing memories. Gearhead Jim, his backyard, they had, I want to say it was a nectarine tree, some sort of red fruit with pits. And the birds were just eating the crap out of the fruit. And, every piece of fruit on the tree had been attacked by a bird. So we went out there one day and put a bird net over the tree to keep the birds off the fruit. For the next 3 years, every time I went over to his house, we'd sit on the back porch and the birds would come sit on the wall and bitch at us because they recognized us together as the ones that cut them off from that tree. And so they would sit and just squawk and
scream. Yep.
We knew it was us because we could look out the Arcadia door and there'd be no birds, and we'd go out there and sit down, and all of a sudden there's a line of birds and they're all there bitching at me because birds remember. They also have an onboard navigation system that's more sophisticated than anything we can build.
Oh, way, yeah.
They seem to know exactly where they are on the planet at any given time.
When I first moved in here, and then got Fenner back from Kathy, first week he was in the house. The neighbors to the east have that great big tree in the backyard. So during the spring and the early part of the summer, it's always full of Arizona brown doves, beautiful doves. And so I used to have them getting into my yard. They used to come into my yard.
You used to.
First week Fenner was here, he killed and ate 2 of them. No doves come in my backyard anymore.
Yeah, they remember that.
Unless they know Fenner is inside. It was a rather interesting circumstance because the first one I found out about, there was a wing left in the dining room.
Yeah.
He must have some bird dog in him somewhere.
Yeah, I know he's wolf, and he's got what is it? He's got Great Dane, wolf, and at least some pit.
I don't know what Great Danes were bred for, so I don't know if they're hunting dogs or what they're for.
I think they're for security.
I think they were intended for hunting and guard. Just
for family after.
They're I think they're like a sight hunter, much like Irish wolfhounds and deer hounds. Similar idea. They don't do much until you put them in that circumstance where they need to go out and do their job. Then there's no stopping them until the job's done. And then they come back and they will take over and lay out on your couch. Happy while you
dogs stick to their instincts. Yeah. I had a friend, he had 2 black labs, and the male lab would constantly be out in the yard, would come in with a bird in his mouth, usually still alive.
Look what I got.
Look what I brought you.
Thanks.
Yeah. I watched that dog snatch a bird out of the air once.
My parents had a boxer that Lacey did that once, and we were all like, we knew she was smart, and she used to always watch the birds, but holy crap, boxers don't do well. Yes. Apparently they do.
My oldest daughter had a cat, he eventually passed away. It was this white cat, and he was such a mellow, chill cat. But this cat was the most amazing hunter. If there was a fly in the house, he would go sit down in the area where the fly was, and he'd sit and he'd watch that fly for half an hour or more. He'd watch that fly, and then all of a sudden he'd spring up in the air, and he'd come down with that fly in his mouth every time.
Yep.
He just sat and watched the pattern of the fly, and eventually, like, he jumped up and met the fly mid-flight, came down with it.
Figured it out.
Like, never seen another cat be able to do that. But yeah, I've never seen him miss either.
Yep. See, Fenner likes the jalapeno sky raisins. I don't know why he likes to chase the bees, but he'll go after the bees and not think twice about it, and just, you don't belong here. Okay.
Well, bring them to my house. I got so many aluminum cans back there. No.
Bees are our friends.
Yes, they are.
Hornets, on the other hand.
No, they're just assholes with the...
That's right.
Well,
they're bees with really bad attitude.
I was watching those videos where they have those Japanese hornets that track bees down. Well, apparently most hornets track bees down to eat the larva. But bees, it's absolutely fascinating. Have you guys seen this documentary? Am I wasting my time explaining it to you, just for the viewers at home? No?
No, explain it.
Okay, so bees normally 24/7 have a guard at the entrance of the hive. Most of the time that guard's job is to prevent drunken bees from getting back into the hive when they get fermented whatever, and they have too much of it and they drink too much of it. Sure, they've got the pollen, but the bouncer bees won't let them in until they get sober. So these bouncer bees have a complete different function. When they detect a hornet, they send a whole nother signal, because the hornet is going to break into the hive and start going after the larva. So the bees like bum rush in a group. And of course, a lot of them, the hornet, I mean, they're much larger. They're much more, I mean, these are worker bees. They're not warriors, dude. It's, I mean, they're designed to do what they're designed to do. They're designed to fly and grab pollen and bring it back to the hive. But what they do to get rid of the hornet is they swarm it, and they all start vibrating and buzzing. And what that does is it raises the temperature up in the hive up to about 120, 125 degrees, I think it is. We'll have to look it up. I'm mid-rant, though. I can't look it up now. This is a caffeine-filled rant. And the bees can take the heat, but the hornets can't. And they end up killing the hornet when they all get around them and...
Yes, I read an interesting article a while back about honeybees, about this guy that had studied honeybees for years and had talked about how the honeybees are a democracy. When they're looking for a place to build a new hive, the scouts will all go out and scout areas, and then when they come back, each of the scouts will do a dance to tell you about the great place that he has found. And they have a dance battle until one of the bees convinces everybody else that, hey, this is, and then he leads the queen there, and then the nest moves.
Could you imagine if you're like, this is the best yard ever, and you get there and it's been mowed? This place sucks, Jim. What the fuck?
I believe he wrote a whole book on it called Honeybee Democracy.
Really? So honeybees function like a pirate ship. That's pretty awesome. We're learning more and more about... Oh my God, but there's hornets in Japan, and they're like as big as your thumb.
Yeah,
they can like decimate a hive. So it takes like so many bees to... So the bee farmers, the beekeepers, they put out sticky pads. I've watched dozens of videos on this, and they have to kill the hornets that way. Otherwise, they lose their investment because,
Yeah, we used to use sticky traps for scorpions. I lived up, in a place that was, out on the edge of town where scorpions were a thing. And I learned a few things about scorpions. One, your standard insect repellents don't do anything to scorpions because they're not insects. The way an insect repellent works is insects are grooming creatures. They groom themselves constantly. And they get the bug crud on them and they ingest it while they're grooming and then they die. Arachnids don't groom themselves. So even if you get a direct hit on them, it's not going to do anything.
You're just irritating them. You're
sticky traps.
What are you doing?
You lay down sticky traps. That catches them. Also, cats appear to be pretty much immune to scorpion venom because I watched the cat pin a scorpion down and, get stung like 5 times on the back of its paw, and the cat, it gives no Fs.
There is
just chew that scorpion up.
There is raw hate from the primordial ooze between cats and scorpions. They just hate each other. Scorpions will attack cats, and cats get that low, and then all of a sudden you're like, "What is going on? Are you possessed?" Yes. Oh, it's a bug. Oh, it's a scorpion.
I remember one time sticking my foot in a shoe that had a scorpion in it and getting stung on the bottom of my foot.
Oh,
it's like having somebody put out a cigar on your foot. It hurts a lot. Yes.
The cats that we used to have were vicious with the scorpions because they would chew off their tails and then chase them around and beat the shit out of them. I mean, they were my sister's cats were the biker gang, basically. They would take the scorpions out and just thump the shit out of them. I'm going to rip your tail off, and I'm going to beat you up, and the 3 of us are going to stand here. We're going to clobber you for a while, and we're going to do it so your friends can see it.
Everyone's going to pay. That's awesome and hilarious at the same time. I don't know why. They just... Well, I mean, it's not that hard. They're both apex predators in their own right, in their own realm. So, yeah, they would hate each other.
Cats murder for sport.
Cats hate everything or they don't.
They hunt for fun.
For sport. Domesticated cats have decimated whole populations of birds.
I can't argue the truth because it's the truth. And, when you're faced with the truth, you have to just say, I accept that.
Yep.
Like it or
domesticated cats have in the back of their mind, I used to be, my people were 500 pounds and we were the apex predators and now I'm here. I'm going to kill everything. Come here. Come closer.
So if you people out there in Catland have a cat and you let your cat out during the day or at night or whenever, just know that what your cat is doing while it is out there is stalking and killing things. That's why it wants out.
Yeah. That's okay. Yep.
Or in the case of my cat, it'll lay in the corner of the yard and stare into the fence and fantasize about stalking and killing things.
No, I lament most about the geckos and the lizards. Yes. I don't really give a crap if all the bugs get killed. Yes,
my previous cat, his name was Randall Flagg. Yes, we name our cats after villains in this house.
After villains from books.
Well, the cat before him was Shere Khan.
There you go.
Shere Khan.
But Flagg used to think he was a mighty hunter. He was the runt of the litter. So when we went to get him, he literally fit in my T-shirt pocket. He was that tiny. But because he had been a little scrounger, he wouldn't take the kitten milk. He had to have real food. He would take no less. But he'd think he was a big hunter, so I'd let him out sometimes. And, right outside my door, there's a sidewalk, and then on the other side, well, there was a copse of bushes. They've been pulled up since then. But there's a ring of bushes and like a little gravel hill in between all the bushes where all the pigeons like to congregate. And well, he thought he was going to be the great hunter, so he's down in low mode with his butt up in the air, and he scooches himself up into those bushes. He's got his butt wagging back and forth like he's going to get himself a pigeon. And he went running out there, and all the pigeons went straight up in the air and then came straight back down, and he came shooting out of those bushes into the house.
Whoa, they're bigger than I realized.
There are a lot of them, and they're not afraid of me.
I startled them, but that wasn't enough. They're like, what? Oh, it's a kitten.
Yeah, they came right back down, and he was like, nope. And that was the last time he tried that.
Yeah. I'm going to
There
get
There
him.
were
Oh,
like 20
never
or
mind.
more pigeons. They would have kicked his ass.
They probably would
My
have.
sister had a cat that was part Siamese and then a black cat. I couldn't tell you whatever. But the Siamese, of course, made him insane. And I had an Akita.
Ooh.
And he thought that my sister's cat thought that he was going to take out the Akita.
The dog that
And
was
I came
bred to
home,
kill bears.
Yeah.
No problem.
I came home one day and my sister's screaming bloody murder.
Oh, no.
And
There's
the
pieces of
Akita has
chicken
the cat's head in his mouth. And the cat has got all four paws and claws buried into the
I'm not
Akita's
going
neck
out. We ain't
and
going out
chest.
like that.
And it was the traditional Mexican standoff. And my sister's screaming, "He's going to kill the cat." I said, "No, he's getting the point across. If you intended to kill the cat,
Yeah.
The cat
the
would
cat
be
would be
dead.
lunch."
There.
So I had to, I told the dog to release. He let go of the cat's head. Cat pulled his head out and slowly let go of the dog
Oh, my-
and then bailed. So
You
from
know
that
what?
point
We won't be
on,
doing that
Yeah,
again.
on second thought,
they
never
stayed
mind.
at opposite sides.
No, forget,
You know.
forget I brought this up.
This was the dog, though, that broke into the old school bus at the ranch because there was a squirrel in there. We didn't know. Couldn't figure out why the dog was losing its mind. It was a 1936 GMC school bus that used to be the school bus up in Prescott Valley. And it was parked out behind the garage, weeds and everything. I mean, typical overgrown. We couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, but the dog was there every day that we were up at the ranch, beating on the doors to try and get in. One day we
Meanwhile,
came back.
the squirrel's like, what the hell?
What the hell is this? We come back and I look down and he's coming from behind the garage and his muzzle is all red. I'm like, oh shit, what the hell did he get into? So we're checking the dog and nothing wrong with him. And then Grandpa points over to the bus and the doors had been forced open. And we look inside and essentially you couldn't have done more of a Jackson Pollock in there if you'd have put a shotgun to the squirrel.
Yeah.
Because it was painted on the inside. And he was just happy and proud. He'd come back. I got it.
I
It's
got
not
it for
around
you,
here
Dad.
anymore.
Here you go. Here's this corpse.
It's like, oh,
Akitas?
Christ.
Akitas are strong. Chows are strong. Rotties and boxers. And
Huskies. We raised
Huskies
huskies
are
when I
built
was a
to
kid.
pull sleds.
The one we had, he looked like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of dogs. And when you went for a walk, if he decided that he wanted to run, you either let go of the leash or you were going for a drag because you could not stop him. You could not stop him. But I will tell you this about huskies, is they are the sweetest, most docile, most cuddly, slobbery idiots in the animal world. They are dumb as dirt and just very sweet and not an aggressive bone in their body.
Nope,
but they are
really.
very playful. And I remember when the neighbor's cat got into the yard and our huskies played with it until it broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
did. They didn't think they were doing anything wrong. They were just having fun and wrestling.
Look at this
And
new friend. He fell asleep. Oh, he took the big sleep.
That's not sleep.
Yeah, the big sleep.
We had
our neighbor who already didn't like us was very mad when we told him our dog broke your cat.
Oh,
but our dog didn't leave the yard, so your cat should not have gone in our yard.
Yeah. Odo the Akita had a brother that was Nicky the husky.
Yeah.
And up at the ranch, the cows and the bulls were not allowed in where the house was. So we had cattle guards and fences and everything. One day a Brahma got in to the front pasture in front of the house. And we only found out about it because, of course, the Akita was frantic at the door.
Yeah.
And of course, as he starts losing his mind, Nicky, the husky, is right behind him. It's like, okay, I got your back. I got your back. I don't know what's going on, but I got your back. So Grandpa opens the door before he realized that there was a bull out in the yard, and the two dogs are on the bull. So Grandpa's like, all right. So we go out, and I grab a hold of the dogs, and Grandpa's trying to shoo the bull out, and Odo broke away from me. He didn't like the idea that the bull had turned its back. That was, that was not appropriate in Japanese culture. So
You will
Odo
bow
ran up
to me.
and nipped that bull on its testicles. And that damn thing spun around and dropped low. And of course, Odo went low for a lunge. And that was the point where Grandpa was like, ah. So he grabs Odo, brings him back to me. I'm holding both idiot dogs. And Grandpa was a little bit smaller than Gary. So 5'8", 150 pounds soaking wet in a wool sweater. Old rancher. Walks up to this fucking bull and finger and thumb right in the nose. And the bull was and all of a sudden, Grandpa does that, and the bull all of a sudden changed his entire tack. He just walked him out of the pasture. And I had a lot of respect for Grandpa before that. That moment on, it was like,
watching him control 2,000 pounds with this, it's like the Force.
That's right. It's like, what's the rule? Don't mess with the Grandpa when he's in a bad mood.
Damn, everything on the farm is pissing him off today. I better lie low.
Come on, boys. Let's go back to the house.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the one that will forever be that, everybody always respected the old man right up to the point he took the biker gang and just beat the shit out of them.
He started yelling at them, and they were all like, "Sorry, sir, we're gonna go now." Yeah, you better.
Don't mess with old people. They don't want to fight. They will end the fight any way they can. That might mean you end up dead.
Yeah, I have so much to do. I'm tired and everything hurts. You don't want to fuck with me. I'm already on the edge. You're not pushing
Robert
me to
Heinlein
it.
said, don't pick a fight with a little man, because if you scare him, he will kill you. He will straight up kill you.
The psychotic short man, because there's plenty of short men that are fine, and we know many of them that are. There's nothing wrong with these guys. They don't have that. I need to prove myself. And there's normal sized dudes that are like that. It's weird, but big guys go into a fight pretty much thinking they're going to win. A little guy goes into a fight with the strategy that he has to do as much damage as physically possible to you so that he has time to get away.
My goal is, because I'm not a fighter, and I can count on one hand the number of fights I've been in my life, but my goal is to make it stop. However, I might not win the fight, but I guarantee you're going to come away with a souvenir for the rest of your life.
Yep.
If nothing else, I will bite your freaking finger off.
Yeah.
It's like Grandpa always taught us, if it's not nailed down, it's a weapon. If it is nailed down, it's still a weapon. It's just harder to use.
Well,
yes, sir.
There's always the protect the herd mentality, and it depends on the scenario, but a lot of the times, if it's super emotionally charged, your lesser dude will take advantage and he'll attack you because you're a safe target. You're trying to stop the fight.
Yes, I've known some little dudes that were very scrappy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But some of them carry chips with them, and you just kind of like, okay, I'm going to
Yes,
just go over here because
do.
I don't want to deal with this guy tonight. I don't know. He came here looking for...
Grandpa was always the quiet, the calm, the intelligent guy. You talked to him. He was very well spoken, very eloquent. Just never thought about that. And kind of the joke was he loved having me around because I was a friggin' gorilla.
Well, yeah.
So he could carry me like a pistol. he could carry. It's like, okay, I'm just going to show you my pistol here. He's 6 foot 1 inch tall, 300 pounds, and he's my Gollum kill. Yeah. So, but there were times when I watched Grandpa do things just like, I now know that you never really needed me except as a deterrent. I was the battleship New Jersey. I don't want to put it into the water, and I don't want to have it fire or anything. But if it's sitting here, everybody's going to go, ooh, yeah, maybe not.
Flex. You were the flex. Like in the movie, Every Which Way But Loose, when Philo Beto was carrying the six-banger engine. It's like, dude, that's 800 pounds. Oh, God. So, yeah, it's a total flex.
Right turn, Clyde.
Yeah.
Right turn.
That's right.
2
Scrap
tattoos.
the caddy, Clyde.
He's got 2 tattoos. Another one. I love the Black Widows. They're the best,
Yes.
best underdog villains ever. Those are 2 stupid movies that I watch at least once every 10 years, just because they're so goofy. Clint Eastwood is always great, whether he's behind the camera, in front of the camera.
I think we went and saw both of those movies at the drive-in when I was a kid, because the drive-in was the movies we went to.
Cable, and long before Blockbuster or Video Update, there was Warehouse.
See, I remember the Kachina. I remember the Glendale, when it was a Glendale 5.
And the Thunderbird that was right behind it.
And the Thunderbird, Thunderbird was where the first place I saw Wizards.
Nice!
On the big screen.
Black.
And of all people, my mother took us to the movie because it was a cartoon. And my dad was in the Air Force at the time, so he was on.
You remember the Bethany
deployed.
Grand?
Yep.
I saw the black hole there.
Yeah.
I saw part of Alien there because my friend, his mom took us thinking that it was, going to be like Star Wars or Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Not quite.
Get to the John Hurt scene, and she dragged us out of that theater. She was mad. We did not get to finish. When we got to that scene, she was like, oh no, this is not for children.
The chest burst.
What was the theater, the single screen that was on Bethany Home Road and the I-17? It was up the road from, it was on Bethany. It was on Glendale. It was right up the road from Christown. It was the independent theater, the single screen. That was where I saw the Muppets.
Oh.
First Muppet movie.
I remember standing in
I
line.
remember that. I remember that there was a movie theaters inside Christown, and then there were the UA cinemas out on 19th Avenue out in front of Christown.
And this one was the one that was up the road, just up the road by itself between 19th Avenue and the I-17. And it was one of the last of the leftover Sense-Around, the big CinemaScope screens.
I vaguely remember that, yes.
And when they tore that one down, it was because I had seen as a kid, that was one of the ones my dad used to love to take us to because he could drop us off. And they always had, during the day, they always had things like, the Disney movies and all that stuff that you could go in. Fantasia played there more than once that I can remember.
Probably
and
Bambi and all the other ones.
And at the time we had gone there, it was still double bills. So you got 2 movies. And I think that might have been what happened with the Muppets. We got to see the Muppet movie and Fantasia or something. They were a double feature.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. That one went down. And then Christown became the last of the big screens over there.
Yeah.
And then we had the Cine Capri. That was the last of the real sense-around cinemascopes. Yep.
I saw
Empire Strikes
Close Encounters of the Third. I saw Empire Strikes Back. Opening day, we got to see the third showing. My grandfather took me and my best friend, and we went and stood in line from dawn to see the third showing of Empire Strikes Back on the opening day. And I remember my jaw hitting the floor hard enough to leave cement chips when he said, "No, I am your father." What?
Yep.
What?
How is that even possible? Yeah.
I love the
And
fact
nobody saw that coming.
I love the fact that for years they still did everything the old way. So when you went to the Cine Capri and you went in and they would close the curtains and then they would open them and you got to see the previews, you got to see all that. Then they would close the curtains again. And then they opened them wide for the full. That was always a lot of fun for me as a kid and growing up, the nostalgia part of it, because I remember seeing Midway. I remember seeing a lot of those old Sense-Around films in the theaters where that was CinemaScope and Sense-Around, and they closed the screen or they closed the curtains, and they would open them up just wide enough for a regular film. And if they pulled them wider, you knew, this is.
No, we lived in Tempe. We had just moved here. It must have been 1980 because I was really little, and we went to see Empire Strikes Back. We stood in line for hours to get into Cine Capri, and it was, like you said, jaw-dropping. It was to die for. It was orgasmic, even though I was a small child. I didn't know what orgasms were. Then the next most memorable, because I think I had been to a couple other movies, RoboCop 2, and
I saw the director's cut of Blade Runner there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 3.
I remember when Back to the Future came out, it was the mid-'80s. I was in the Army at the time, and we had a single movie theater screen on our base. There was a multiplex, but it was like, it wasn't convenient to get to for us if you were a young GI. And whatever movie was there would be there for 3 days, and then it would go and never come back. And I remember, so if it was a good movie, sometimes we'd go see it twice. And when Back to the Future came out, I was so blown away that when we came out of the exit of the theater, we walked right back around and got in line and saw the very next showing and then watched it a third time. So we watched it 3 times back to back to back. We loved it that much compared to some of the other crap that movie theater had shown.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see Empire Strikes Back or not Empire Strikes Back, but Return of the Jedi until 1989 because it came out and it came through that theater while we were out on field assignment. So I just didn't get to see it.
I can only imagine. But I can also remember...
I've still not seen Pink Floyd The Wall.
I've seen parts of it. I can remember... Okay. Back in the day, must have been 80, 81, it's a totally different business right now, but Shea Cinemas used to exist at 32nd Street in Shea. And for the longest time, it was just one screen. And I remember parents dropping us off to see E.T. and Raiders of the Lost Ark. That is the same theater that we stood in line to see Time Bandits. Because my father, we need to go see this movie. What's it about? It doesn't matter. It has midgets in it. Come on, we're going to go see it. And that was the last. My parents never went out to go see movies on their own. And especially after getting cable, why do we need to leave?
No, my parents we only ever did drive-ins. So as I got older and got to go see movies by myself, that's where we started seeing them in theaters. In fact, I think it was a shock to my parents because I didn't see Star Wars until more than a year after it came out. And it was still playing exclusively at the Cine Capri Theater. And we still had to stand in line for a showing. Because it was the only place you could see it. And I remember during the show, my stepdad decided that we needed to go to the snack bar to get some stuff. And of course, out of me and all my siblings, I'm the one that is diehard wanting to see this movie. And of course, who does he pick to go with him to the snack bar? Fucking bastard. I missed 5 minutes of Star Wars the first time I saw it. I'll never forgive him for that.
Yeah. I remember.
I missed the part with the stormtroopers riding on the lizards. I never saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
The last movie my parents saw, just the two of them all alone without any kids. Any of you damn kids. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Steve Martin and Christopher Walken's first film.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's silly.
I remember
that was the one where there was mostly all black and white stills edited together into a movie. Yes.
But
I remember the drive-in theaters used to be really. I used to love to go to the drive-in theater with my dad because we would always go. He knew exactly where he wanted to be. He would pick the best spot. We would get there. There was a particular time you had to get in line so you could get to that spot. And then my mom and my sister would stay in the car. My dad would take me to the snack bar. And of course, we were going to have, we didn't have dinner because we were going to have dinner there. So it was always hamburgers and hot dogs and popcorn and soda and
pretzels,
candy and all the rest. So you knew you were going to have a good time. And then after the first film, then my dad would look at me and says, "Let's go to the snack bar." So we go get drinks and whatnot for the second film.
And we went to a lot of drive-in movies. We saw a lot of horror movie triple features. What was the there was 2 screens back to back down on Van Buren near just west of 35th. I forget what it was. You remember that one? It was a 2 drive. I still dream about that damn theater.
That one
and the Big Sky right next to Kmart at 43rd and Indian School.
Yeah, the Big Sky was.
We saw all kinds of horror movie triple features there. We saw Mad Max as part of a triple feature at the Big Sky. We also, my parents loved blaxploitation films, so we went and saw just about every one of them in the drive-in. Love them.
You remember the theater that was on that was over by Chicken Park, Glendale? So it was
Renfair.
What was it?
It was the Renfair cinema.
Was it the Renfair? And they had 2 theaters. They had 2 screens, and you had to.
I saw Jaws and Orca there.
Yeah, it was the most amazing. Bill, you had to walk up the stairs to the second floor to get to the theater to walk down to sit in the theaters.
It was a similar design to the Maryview cinemas at 51st and Indian School, which was also a double screen theater. I saw the Warriors there as part of a triple feature.
Yep, and I remember the early days of Valley West Mall. They had 2 screens, and then they broke it up and they bought another, or they got another section of the mall and they put in 3 screens. Eventually, they got to like 5 screens or something. It was interesting, but yeah, back in the last films I saw there, or the last thing I saw there, they had a Looney Tunes retrospective, and it was, I think it was like 4 hours of all the Looney Tunes, and we paid extra money. I think we paid $10 a head to go in, and it was hilarious because we're sitting in there and we got the popcorn and it was me and my buddy Dave, and we're sitting there, and there was a bunch of folks our parents' age who were there with their kids, and then there was a lot of grandparents who were there with young children, and they were explaining to them about, this is the Looney Tunes. I remember.
This is why this is funny.
But they would sit there and they say, when I was your age, we would go to the movie theater, and this is what we would see before the movie. You got to see 2 cartoons and a serial and a movie and another movie, and so we had a field day because it was all of the uncut, unedited Looney Tunes for like 4 hours.
I remember
Very nice.
being like 14 or so. I remember the second time. So, like for the summer, they would have the cheap matinees and do a double feature.
That's
Yep.
what we did at the Maryview and the Glen Fair was the cheap double features.
You see, like Benji.
And you get a hot dog and a popcorn and a drink. And turn the kids loose.
Benji
We'll take care of your kids for 4 hours.
Pippi Longstocking and there's another one. That
I love the Pippi Longstocking movies.
Those are fun.
And the books.
She's got super strength, so that kind of makes her a superhero.
Oh, yeah. She had super strength, and her braids would burn you if you grabbed them.
Yeah. To the monkey.
Because she was a fiery redhead, yes.
Yeah. It was a fun story. I hope they make a new one of those soon. I don't know when the last iteration of Pippi was.
They did. It's called Red Sonja. Pippi Longstocking grows up.
That's the adult version of Pippi. Yeah.
She grew up, and now you don't want to mess with her.
Or you would... No, I guess it must have been a popular movie for a matinee, because Ghostbusters and Empire Strikes Back or Space Raiders, that was on a lot. My lament is the closing of the dollar theaters. Of course, they were like $3 by the time they closed, because over there, where the 13th floor is at Bell and the I-17.
Yes, I used to go to those. I took my daughter to see Anastasia there.
Really?
I worked at the Super 8 cinemas there.
But I like the fact that everything was $1. Popcorn was $1. Soda was $1. $1.
That's the one that was haunted. That the manager wouldn't work unless I or my buddy David were working the night shift. So we couldn't figure out why we couldn't get day shifts down there until she finally explained to us.
Well, you have that, like, there's somebody, like, right in my, like, hey, dude, hey, can you... That you got that feeling that there was, like, somebody pressed up against you begging for help every time you walked in there. Even when you're sitting trying to enjoy... I'm trying to watch the Fantastic Creatures or whatever it is, where it's the pre-Harry Potter...
Yeah.
The Fantastic Critters and Where to Find Them.
I know the
Great
one. I've
movie.
not seen it.
I saw the first one. I haven't seen the rest of them. I really want to, but time and availability. And you still have this feeling that you've got somebody pressed up against you. And then later, we went and saw the me and youngest child. What is it? The Mrs. Peregrine's School for the Peculiarly Gifted. That should be, because it's basically like an X-Men thing, but the women are well, you have to watch the movie. I don't want to give, the less I talk about it, the more you'll enjoy it.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah,
we have pushed well into the 4th hour.
We are
into the pump.
Unfortunately, have to work tomorrow.
We all
The last 2 days at work have been brutal. In the last 2 days, I have put 30,000 steps on my Fitbit.
Ooh.
Well done. Well done.
And my legs are feeling it. But there was no way I was going to miss this.
Oh, but thank you very much for sticking it out, and hopefully Chris is feeling better, and everybody can look, agreed. It's Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching. Do you guys have any last-minute plugs? Go see Chris on Saturday.
Oh,
go see Chris
for me. Yeah, go see Chris on Saturday. Metro Cinema.
Fantastic. We are the Supreme Council for the Master Geeks Lodge, and episode 55. Well done. Thank you very much. You could have watched anybody, but you decided to watch us, and we do appreciate that. I've been up since 2. I'm tired. So I was yawning just a little bit ago. I was caught on the show. I don't normally like to do that, but yes, support your local artist. Stay geeky. Thank you for tuning in. Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Next week.
Absolutely.
Take care, gentlemen.
Thank you. And thank you.